Hey, hey, hey! What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well today. I needed a few days off from streaming, and I tried not to mod, but that was it's really hard to do. I think it's an addiction for me. I needed my damn fix. Pardon my language. I've been actually added a ton to the map because this whole area right here was pretty blank when I first started. So I bought some new 3D models and kind of building up oh, sorry, there was a big stretch that had to come right there. My coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Okay, whew. I bought a bunch of 3D models to go with the theme, and then I had to make some of them. But this whole area here was evacuated. This is the lore behind it here, if you want to bear with me for a minute. This whole area was evacuated due to a catastrophic leak from a radiation department that's up in this area. It spawns in when you load the game. So I didn't really have a theme going for here yet, so I went through and designed up some models and get it going. Let's do a little walkthrough here. When you first go in, they're blurry because I'm in the editor and I have the graphics turned way down so I can mod without having to load stuff in. But you got little radiation signs here. Everything's going to be blurry right now. Don't worry, when you load up the game, it won't be blurry. It's just how I save resources and stream. But you come in here and you got those little signs. And then I got little caution tapes everywhere, do not enter, kind of making this look like it was evacuated. And then as you get going, it's going to get a little morbid here. You have body bags everywhere. Trying to set the theme. And then of course, if you guys don't know Tony Miff, he's in the center here. Just because I made this mod and it like really goes along with the theme in this area. A couple of things I want to do today. I'll fill you guys in on what I want to do, and if you want to hang out during the time, I definitely appreciate it. Whatever platform you're watching on, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so if you're on the old tubes, hit that like button for a brother. If you're on the old Twitchies, maybe follow. Wouldn't mind that. So 2 things I want to try to do today, and I don't know if I'll get to the second one, but we'll see. One, I need to make salvage. And the idea is I'm going to use these pallets right here. Because it's salvage. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I might do another pallet, but at least get the functionality going, and then I can update the pallet later on. And then the next feature I want to try to do in, because I really want you guys to crap yourself when you come walking in here and you're like, oh, this is cool, right? And then you walk up to this boat and you're able to get in it and drive it. That'd be kind of neat, you know. Something silly, but something, you know, that's what I do. I make silly shit. Ah, dang it, because I'm not supposed to cuss. Sorry. If you're under 18, I'm sorry. I'll work on that. I'm a sailor. It's hard to keep those words from coming out, so I apologize. I will try my hardest not to. But so I'd like to make the production and the palette and the fill type, and then possibly make these rafts right here into a workable mod. So that's kind of the theme for over here. I really decorated a lot. This whole area is starting to look more abandoned and more wild. I guess that's the way to put it. Added in a bunch of new trees, bunch of more just elevation to the map because it was very flat, and I wanted a flat map because personally I hate Giant's in-game leveling system. It just sucks. This could be completely flat right here and you put a placeable down and it'll like make a mountain. I just hate that. So I tried to level it out but also add a little bit of depth to it. And then the other big change I made, since I was planning to release the map here in 4 days, but my choice to make it better versus rushing it out to a deadline that I set, I changed my mind. So I actually filled this whole area in. This used to be just a big dirt pit, and I was going to make a big digger. Something crazy like a bagger, like this. I wanted to make something similar to this, a mod. Unfortunately, this model is really jacked up, and I can't quite do it. Actually, I might be able to do that now that I know a trick. I'll have to look into that. But the idea was I was going to put something kind of like that here so you could dig your way down. But I still got a lot of testing to do before that's possible, so that might come in a future update way down the road. Unfortunately, every time I change the terrain or add grass or trees or raise the ground, whatever it is, it requires a new game save. So I'm trying to get all that new game save stuff done now, so I don't have to burden you guys with losing your save game. It is such a big map. I wish I had people to help me with it that I could trust to do it right without errors. No dogging on anybody, just I'm picky. And added in this wood production facility, so now you can obviously, right, you got all these trees and all this logging, and I tried to make this look like kind of old, abandoned, put some leaves and a little bit of boards up here. That's a lot. Wow, that took me probably like 5 days to do all that. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie on that one. So let's get started. That's kind of my here one more update I did. This island was pretty bare before. It was just a raised up island. Gaming Joy or Poor Boy, very trustworthy. Good, good. I'll have to reach out and see if they're interested. I just get burnt with this stuff, with the grass and all this. It's not my... I like making 3D models. I like making mods at functionality. Painting grass is comparable to watching paint dry for myself. You know, I've done it. I've added in a lot of details for you guys. You know, you got the shipwrecks in here. And areas like this is where I want to put the salvage. So what we're going to make today is a salvage fill type, a salvage pallet, and then a whole placeable system that spawns these automatically throughout the whole map. So we're going to be doing that. And these are going to be secrets. So if you guys are watching the stream today, you are privy to knowing where these secrets are, where they're going to be activated and silly stuff like that. Yeah, what else? Okay, so this area right here, in my last map I made, Battlegrounds, it's public. If you guys haven't seen that, it's a pretty fun map. I would really recommend going and checking that out. I'll put a link in my chat right now for you guys. If you guys want to go see that, it's all public. There's no textures required for it right now. Give me one moment and I'll get that going for you guys. But it has a lot of these same features that Waterworld has. It has a little bit of room for boats, not as much as Waterworld, but enough to keep you full. It's one of my first maps I've made for FS22, so there might be a little bit of funkiness here and there. But there's the public link right there. And there's a bunch of different guides and stuff like that. And then on that map, I do have a bunch of secrets as well. And I showed them off on live streams back in the day, but I deleted the video so other people that weren't supporting at the time of being the map didn't know. And that way they're still a secret. But I made kind of a dirt park in that map, and I kind of work on the same thing here. You know, just maybe you're tired of farming or fishing or whatnot, you want to go race with a buddy through a little obstacle course. Just something. I don't know. It's a big 16x map, so I'm just trying to fill it up with ideas. But a lot of logging. The idea is you would log here, pull it to this area. You know, it gave you a little bit of room to work with here. So put down a placeable. You can use Terraform to build it out more if you wanted there. But I like the little island. I think it turned out really good. I've been trying to limit the amount of trees I put on the map because trees are the frames per second killer of them all. But I do enjoy logging a bunch, so it needs to be on the map. We'll see later on down the line if it causes too much lag or not. Did I do anything else? Mainly just little patches of trees around. You know, these little darker spots over here and there, those are all tree areas now to where you can do a little bit of farming, or sorry, logging. Still, like this right here, it looks really blank. It needs to look a little bit more like this over here. That's the kind of silly stuff that I would really love help with. This is kind of blending in the assets a little bit. That stuff just does not entertain me at all. I can do it for a little bit, but then I totally lose interest. I love making it look old. And frankly, I think before we get going, just to give you guys a little walkthrough on what I've done so far, let's actually load up the game really fast and go take a peek at it. Let's load up the game here. Once we take a peek at it, then I'll get into the modding. Just trying to get warmed up. I stay up probably way too late modding. I think last night I was up till 4 in the morning. Yikes. So I wake up really late in the day. Just now hitting my coffee. But my girlfriend's out of town, so why not grind, right? I don't have anybody calling me to the bedroom, so if I get bored watching a movie, I'll just come in here, and I think I made a couple new 3D models last night at like 2 o'clock in the morning, just because I was bored. It's crazy. I have like 900 hours on Steam for this game. Probably 10 of those are actually playing the game. Average, what's going on, brother? Welcome in, my friend. There you go, brother. I repaid the favor. I repaid the favor. Let's check, make sure we're not getting any errors here. Nikolai, what's up? Yeah, I have this one error I cannot track down. It's nothing serious. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a trigger callback. But it's hidden in one of the 500 freaking placeables I have loaded. Those are all placeables. Everything you see loading up right now, those are all placeables. So much work. Apache Creek Farms. I know the feeling. Staying up late modding wintertime I'm a snowplow operator, so I got to do something not to get bored. I don't blame you. Hey, Nikolai. Hope you're doing well. I love the Waterworld, man. I really wish they would make a sequel, but I don't know if they could top Kevin Costner. I really liked him in that show. He had the right amount of DGAF. If you don't know what DGAF is, you can Google it. I don't want to say it on stream. So let's go up here and take a peek at the sawmill really fast. So I wanted old, like it's been here for a hot minute. It's been sitting here for a while, right? It's kind of the theme behind the whole map, is old. And so I'm not going to have traffic on the map. I've decided that already. Traffic, first off, is annoying. I hate traffic. And there wouldn't be traffic. This is set way far in the future. Okay, let's run over here. Give you the Kevin Costner's too busy with Taylor Sheridan, who I lived about 45 minutes from now. Oh, cool. Cool. Kevin Costner has a place in Idaho, really close to where I used to live. I think it's Coeur Lane. He's got a place up there. Periodically, you'll see a lot of famous people up there. You got your radiation area. Added in some keep out caution tape with the flag shader on there, so it gets a little bit of a wobble going. All the buildings have been cleared by the president and got these little do not enter. This place is going to play a big role in the lore videos that I'm working on. Kind of explaining what exactly happened here. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. No Google. Not Google. Man, I wish sometimes Twitch would announce what your guys' names are, because I barely speak English. I love that show, Yellowstone. It's a good dang show. So if you want to get in these doors, there's only one way to do it. They are using the barrier code, so you have to have a vehicle. If you have a vehicle, the doors will open up. If you're on foot, they won't. When you first walk in, it's a lot more detail than I had before. These are all the streamers that didn't stream my map. Just kidding. What's up, Birdie? How you doing, man? This is the town of dead streamers. This is what happens when you don't properly showcase my map. I'll find you. I'm just kidding. That's not a threat. Joe Anderson, thank you so much for the follow, brother. As you can see, I'm starting to put my big boy pants on. I figured out Twitch alerts. Yeah, so these need to be a mod. I really want this to be a mod, as silly as it is. Well, Birdie, if you don't want to end up here, you know what you got to do. I already gave you the 411. Better see good reviews. I didn't make these 3D models. I actually found them. I think they were 11 bucks. There was 3 different ones. There was a clean, a dirty, and a bloody. 11 bucks, not bad for a mod. Just add it to my pile of money that I've thrown in this map so far. I think there's probably about $1,000 worth of models in this map right now for as many that I purchased. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more full. This place was pretty barren in my last few updates. Okay for content creation. Yep, you can definitely make content. I encourage it. Every video you guys make helps me out, you know. I would not be able to make stuff like this without supporters. I have a 13-year-old daughter that is going through her teenage phase, and it's expensive. I liked it better when I just had to buy her clothes. Even though those clothes, you know, she would outgrow them so quick, it was a lot easier than all the electronics nowadays. I refuse to let her have a cell phone that has access to the internet, you know, so she's rocking like an old flip phone like I used to have. She hates it. But there's a lot of weirdos out there, you know? So just being cautious. Greg, what's going on? What's going on, brother? Let's jet on over to 3 Legs. Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Wow, I actually got a good handful of you guys watching right now. We've got, it says 8 on the Twitch and 8 on the tubes. That must be because it's like weekend, and for some reason not a lot of people stream Farm Sim on the weekend. Like I've noticed most of the normal streamers don't stream on the weekend, which is kind of lame. I like to watch them while I'm streaming, so I figured I was bored. Joe says I'm freshly learning modding. Glenn from OK Use Mods sent me a model, and I'm going to try to finish it myself. Hey, cool. I love Glenn. He's such a good guy. Very nice, very kind. You know, I do get a little competitive with people, right? So if I see you make a mod and I'm like, oh, you know, if it's something that I'm into, I try not to be a dick and make something. But I really love it when people are nice. And this modding community, I would say it's 50-50. The Twitch community is actually really awesome compared to the YouTube. YouTube tends to get a lot of hate. I see a lot of people dropping hate on YouTube. Not a huge fan of that. But Glenn has always been true and nice. He's a good guy. Hey, you guys can mod whatever you want. I was just saying that, you know, if you make a tank, a plane, or a helicopter, I may have to make a tank or a plane or a helicopter myself. You know, that's just kind of how I am. If I see something cool, then I'm like, I don't want to get too narcissistic, but I get a little competitive. Competitive drives innovation, though. You know, we wouldn't have a nuclear bomb in this world if there wasn't multiple countries trying to make it at one time. How goes it, bud? From Pantera. Life is going good. We were just taking a peek at some of the new stuff I've added. Here's the abandoned uranium mine. It doesn't look very abandoned, though. And that's something I'll probably... I don't know yet if I'm going to add. I want to make, you know, more growing vines and stuff like I did down below at the log shed. But this is that big hole that used to be here. I filled it in and put tons and tons of trees. So that's kind of filled in that hole. My best mid I've built in my 48-foot step trailer. Okay, cool. You like that uranium mine a lot? Yeah, it's that one took a hot minute to make. I'm not gonna lie. I made, you know, besides the normal Giants models that you know, like that light right there. I didn't make that. I didn't make some of these pallet mods right here, and I didn't make that thing. But the rest of this I did. You know, if you can recognize it from Giants, I didn't make it, but the mountain I made, the wall, the piping, the whole inside of it in here. Cowboy, what's going on, brother? I know, I've actually never played No Man's Land. I spend more time making mods than I do looking at other people's stuff. I get people all the time, they're like, have you tried this mod? And I'm like, you know what, I'm just too busy running to look back behind me. This whole thing right here is kind of a, we need to turn on my fly. No, not wrong button. Wrong button. We cycle through all the crap really fast. Okay, let's turn on the flying really quick. I need to change that screenshot thing. That sucks every time I hit that button. So you dump right there. When you dump there, it's going to give you your little readout of how much you put in there. You play the uranium mine for a long time. Yeah, I'm trying to take all my mods and blend them together in this map. I wanted them all to function as one mod. And that's kind of what I've been doing with this here. Sorry, Greg. I don't make mods for console. I think honestly, if I submitted anything, they'd reject it just on the basis of who I am. The stuff I make is not farm sim related at all. This is your radiation detector. Cowboy brother, how you doing, man? And it goes through the tumbler. This whole process, you know, obviously I've never worked in a uranium mine. Yeah, Greg, I'd love to get into it a little bit more, but I can just tell you that I pissed them off a long time ago, and probably banned from uploading. So this little guy, it goes through and it tumbles out all the uranium, and then the excess rock goes up this, out the hole up there, and then the uranium doohickey goes down into there, gets swirled around. Took me a while to learn all that code to make stuff flow like that. And then from here, this is your barrel maker. Giants needs to get their crap together with animations. You know, if there was code in the game to do animations that didn't involve paying for Maya, which is a set $1,800 a year program, I would really love to animate a lot of this stuff. Yes, I didn't want to make my map like Yukon or some of the other maps where the fill types are just on the ground. Because I played on Yukon, that's a very good map, and Honors, his ideas for it are just fantastic. My only issue is once you mine everything, you're forced to start a new map, and I'm not a fan of that. This is your weight scale right here, in case you didn't know that. When you drive right on this platform right here, it's actually a weight scale, and it'll tell you your weight right there. You can have Maya sent to me. I don't want to use the, what's that word? I don't want to use pirated stuff. If you don't have a license, and I'm doing it, I am so borderline doing this for commercial that I would have to pay for a license or get sued, and I don't want to get sued. And then there is a pressure washer built into this mod too. I got playing around. You can actually, you know, you can take different types of mods and add the specialization for the placeable, such as the pressure washer, the weight thing, the production facility, and you can actually make them into one. And that's, you know, if you're into modding, the code inside of this uranium mine is pretty, I don't want to brag, but next level. It took me a lot of practice to get this thing to work properly. But that stuff will just respawn. Alright, I think we are done dinking around in the map right now. Seem to have a ton of more viewers now, so let's take a peek back at this area really fast. This new. It needs more. I feel it needs a little bit more decor or something. I haven't quite put my finger on it yet, but I'm just trying to fit the theme. This was a nuclear radioactive leak, and I made those signs. Yeah, all rusty. Yeah. You guys can check that out more. So the goal of the next probably take me an hour to do it is we're going to start off with this pallet of scrap metal right here. Sorry, I was reading chat there. I played a lot on Yukon, and when I saw yours just kept reproducing, I said, oh heck yeah, this is what I want. It's just different, but it's nice to not have to keep, yeah. That was the idea of a lot of this map. Truckin' Jay, brother, how you doing, my man? Ooh. I gotta repay the favor if I can figure out. I still haven't figured out my shout out stuff all the way. But boom, go check out Truckin' Jay. That man has helped me so much. Same thing with Jim. If you guys, hey, there he is right there. There he is right there. I was just getting ready to tag you, brother. Hey, I will. Thank you very much, Greg. I appreciate you. Let's see if I can figure this out. So, sorry, Jim. I don't have you loaded in my Steam Deck yet. 117. Is this gonna work? Yeah. So Jim and Truckin' Jay, if you guys want to watch more gameplay of this map, they don't currently have this version, but they will here in about 4 days because I need them to abuse the map. You can watch a ton of gameplay from them. I'm talking a lot. So, I thought I moved that. That's going to be a big issue for somebody driving, so we definitely need to move that. We are going to close this and get out of here. Yeah, Average, I'll send it to you too. I'm not going to send it out to a ton of people, this little test run, but while I'm gone at my dad's, I would definitely appreciate you guys try to break a couple things, especially this over here. I need to find out. I have not had time to test it yet. The fish hatchery is now, yeah, I know, Average, you are the man for cheating and breaking stuff. I need to make sure this fish hatchery, yeah, had something in my mouth, works. And I know it works already, but I need to make sure the profit margin to what you have to put into it is legit. So that's definitely one thing I need to focus on. And then probably maybe play around over here, see if you have fun with the mud park. This building's really cool. Hey, what's up going on, Nick the Aussie? Thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Welcome in. It's a neat little building. It's actually really old. It's hard to tell because the shadows in game, but you can actually walk around inside of it. I was thinking with it last night, and then I had a fatal crash on my game. Before I forget, we need to move that thing over here, because that is, this happens a lot with me. I was moving that around, and that was an additional piece. We need to like pull that off over here somewhere. Okay. So let's get down and dirty on this. We need to make a pallet, and I want to make it out of this to start off for my salvage. If I don't like it later on, I can always change the palette, but let's get the functionality, the game mechanics all done, and then we will load it up in game and test it, of course. And you guys streaming today, there's going to be a secret involved with this, and only my streamers and Patreon members are going to know about it. Sorry, not streamers. You guys watching today, people watching the stream will know about it. And then there will be probably 10 or 15 different secrets. There's already a ton of secrets in the map. But as a thank you to the people who help pay for these models, they're going to know about the secrets. That's just one little gimmick that I do for them. So let's grab that, and we're going to export that out. And let's throw it in objects. We're going to make a new palette. We're going to call it... Should I do salvage? Or steel scrap? Having my talk with Jim and Truckin' the other day, they made a good point that I have so much going on with the map already that maybe I should throw it in, not add new fill types, but let's see here. What does my steel scrap look like? Steel pallet. Do I have a steel scrap? Steel pallet. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Pantera Man. You guys are awesome. You guys literally allow me to pay for everything, for all the software I use and all the models, and you allow me the time to tell my girlfriend that it's worth it to not hang out with her because I have to quote-unquote work, you know what I mean? I hope she's not watching. So I'm just checking right now to see if I can intermix. See, I do have a steel scrap right here. Let's take a look at that really fast. I might throw this in the scrap pack. I don't know yet. Yeah, see, this pallet's kind of lame. Totally could make this contemplating now. I think Jim and him are right. I think that I should probably not add more in, because if I just use this steel scrap palette, I don't have to inject it in all the other mods to where you can take it to production. You could just go right to making it. I think we're going to do that, actually. I definitely think we're going to do that. I think that's going to be the route we go here. So instead of exporting out to there, we're actually going to export out to the scrap pack. That one, so let's just drop that in there. We'll do a little X, so remember to leave it. I do an X when I'm exporting stuff out. That way when I load up, I'm getting ready to post to you guys, I can just put in X right there and do a search, and I know that I need to delete those. I do that with all my mods, because there's a lot of exporting and stuff involved. Sometimes I just forget. My brain goes, yeah, you know. You're right, Chuck and Jay, but as much as I love the girlfriend, she does not really follow my stuff. Ever. Ever. If she did, she would have seen the YouTube video I made for her a couple years ago, telling her how much I love her. She still hasn't seen it yet, so it was a test run. It's okay. I don't really pay attention to her crocheting, so it's fair trade. Steel pallet, and then we got that in there. He is exported, so let's open this back up. This has like build volume. I'm kind of wondering if I can just use this. Let's open that back up. We need to look at this coding really quick. try my best to pay attention to chat, guys, and also trying to mod at the same time, so it would be okay. My wife and kids tend to pop in now and then, so I'm very careful. Yeah, maybe one day I'll have supporters like that, but I'm kind of, my only supporters are you guys. And I definitely appreciate you. Otherwise I'd just be talking to myself constantly. I don't know how good that would be. So let's pop on over to our auxiliary screen and take a peek at this coding to see if I can easily inject this 3D model in there. I would have to get rid of the fill volumes. And have to change up the tension belt stuff. Build type category bulk. I think it might just be worth it just to make a whole new palette. Let's ditch this one. Do I have another palette that I could play around with in here? We got the rubber scrap palette. Do actually. I kind of want to add more scrap vehicles too. I don't know yet, but that's ADHD talking right there. Open this up here. And I'm looking for a base. Just that way I can just steal it out of my own mods and not have to get too crazy with it. So we got our lights vehicle. I think I'll be able to. And with these scrap cars, just in case you didn't know, so let's click on these collision coals right here. So these collisions are what tension belts will strap around, right? If you look, there is a little bit of a gap in between the main body and the roof of the car. So you can actually slip your forks in there and grab these cars that way instead of having to go underneath. Just future reference there. I think we are going to save this as something else now. We're gonna put another X on there, save. And let's import in that double X. Hey, what's going on? My FS22 fire truck mod show off. Your name, bro. That's a mouthful. Welcome to the stream, brother. He's on the YouTube side. Let's go up a little bit here. We got our steel scrap. Need to import that in as well. That's gonna be way out in the boonies because I pulled it off the map. Just drag that over there for right now. We're not gonna play with that. Alright, moment of truth. I'm gonna break my mod. Oh, sorry, brother. Thank you. That's me with ADHD. I got 3 monitors, chat, looking at follows, glancing at my coffee cup. It's a rough day. You still play FS17? That's crazy, man. That's a very outdated game now. I actually watched some of my old YouTube videos from like 5 or 6 years ago of me doing that, and it is amazing how far I came. I mean, I think I might actually see if I can track something down. I need to hit pause on my... See if I can bring that up. You're going to be looking at a different screen for just a moment. Bear with me. I'm going to go to videos. We're going to take a little break and we're going to look at something. Holy cow. I don't think I've ever... See, this is one that I made. That's for 19. The quarantine habitation mod. That was a little wild. Oh, now we're getting into the 19 conversions. A lot of these tutorials I made when I was actually on the ocean. and so I'd record them, and you can actually hear the diesel engines in the background. It's kind of nuts, not even gonna lie. There's one video I wanted you guys to watch that I watched last night, and it was pretty freaking hilarious. Actually, I don't know if we'll be able to watch it because I'll get a copyright strike for the music I put in it. I know, because it's this one. But you can definitely see how far I've came. This is back in the day when I didn't know what caused this. I was trying to figure out why, when I attached it, that the dang thing would just fly up. And in the background, there's songs like jump, jump, jump around, and just beat it, beat it. Obviously, I have to mute those down a little bit so I don't get hit with copyright strike, but you can see the quality of what I did back then to now. It's just crazy to see how far I've came. Pretty nuts. Oh yeah, this part is I believe I can fly. I'd love to show you guys that full song, but yeah, that was me dinking around. I've been doing this for a long time. I just realized last night I'd spent several hours scrolling through my old videos, just being like, wow. Just having, my old drag strip map from Paradise Racing, Formula 1 racing, my police station stuff. I've been making the same stuff for a long time. Cops, military, monster truck stuff, Dodge Demon. There's a bunch of my fishing stuff on here too. If you really go far back, a lot of my old channel. We gotta look at this. This is, I swear I'll get back to modding. I'll swear I'll get back to modding soon. This is pulling in a long line net boat. The guy standing here doing absolutely nothing. He's kind of worthless, but yeah, that's what he did a lot until he was fired. This is the start of it. This is like, it was such a gorgeous morning. Every day on the ocean, honestly, that it's not storming and raining is a gorgeous morning. The sunset, look at all the colors, and that's just what the GoPro could grab. Okay, we're done doing that. Let's get back to work. There's times I miss it. I've been really contemplating, stop fishing, and money's just, it's a lot of work for not a lot of money anymore, and that kind of sucks. So we got the scrap pallet here. We need to remove the car out. Oh, trucking, you have no idea how easy it is to sleep out there. That boat is like rocking you to sleep. This is huge parts of it I miss. And my buddy Josh that owns that boat we were just on, he's like a brother to me. I'm actually probably gonna go see him this year. Drive down to California and see him. I'm gonna pull this out of that little section here. We're gonna throw that in the content. Sure it is flush. I gotta turn down my nav speed here. Down to this bottom, in case you didn't know it, nav speed is like how fast your screen goes in and out. If we slow that, when I'm working on smaller stuff. It's being that far out in the ocean is quite the journey, I must say. I feel like that's off a little bit. I love sleeping on the boat. I think it is so freaking peaceful. No, it works now. I just wanted to make sure those straps looked in it. So I don't need that old one now. We can delete that. I do want to pick a different song. Something a little bit more upbeat. Okay, so we got our steel scrap, got this. We're just gonna use that other pallet. Now, a lot of this collision here, we're gonna have to turn it into a collision like this. These are completely different collisions, right? This is a static, doesn't have any weird collision mask hexes. And then if we look at this one, it says compound child, collision. And this is actually, I think, if we go to CPU mesh, this is what it straps around. This little button right here, CPU mesh, this is what allows tension belts to strap around stuff. So if I was to leave these in here, it would only, like when the tension belts went on there, it would strap in this weird angle of this box. Now we don't necessarily want that. So what we're gonna do is grab this one, put it in collision coal. Looks like I need to rotate it a little bit. Oh, are you gonna be difficult on me, aren't you? You're gonna make me manually fit you. Then we gotta pull this into the editor and turn it into a compound child collision. I think that's good. That is a collision map. Thinking. B mesh. Convert that in a second. So let's hit save on this. And then we're going to open this up in the old... Go. Okay. Kind of a cluster. A lot of code going on here. I'll show you how you would make a child collision. This is that new shape that we just created. And you notice that this vehicle one here is the other one. And it has this little code here named compound child. Now if you don't want to open up Blender and play that game, what you would do is copy that code in there and then hit save on it. Then we will come back to our main screen really fast. And we'll click on this guy. You'll notice it's not clicked here. So let's actually just hit reload now. And then let's go down and take a look at that collision again. Make sure it's a compound child. Sometimes it doesn't work. You gotta double check stuff. Oh, look at that. Ta-da! There we go. So let's take this collision mask here. We're gonna copy that, throw that in this one under the collision. This is, I don't know exactly what that collision mask is, but I know that it's on this pallet, so it needs to be on the new pallet that I'm making. You know, I can help you out to a point. I just, you know, I know enough to get you in trouble. So I don't need these other two anymore. So we can delete those out. Triggers. I don't know why there's a fill trigger on that. We do not need a fill trigger. We're going to delete that out there. We are going to leave the dynamic C-mount attacher in there. Double check that none of this stuff is a collision, because it'll add the world's biggest error we've ever had. Solid collision. I think, yeah, we need that gone. Okay. I think we're ready to hit save on this. And then we're gonna need to pop back over to here. Now this is our XML for this palette. Oh, I don't need to change anything. I just wanted to change the visuals of it. This looks a lot better than just a fillable palette. So let's just double check everything. Show in vehicle menu false. Fill unit bulk. We want to change that. We gotta actually track down our fill types here. And that is going to be steel scrap, steel sheets, steel this, steel that, steel rolls. There's so much steel crap, steels right there. Wow, that's way over there. This is easy because then I don't have to make a whole new fill type. Okay, so fill type categories. I don't want categories. I want actual fill type. Just to double check I get the code right. I have to do a lot of double checking with my code. Bars. Let's just open up one of these. See how this is a little bit different here. Gonna duplicate that, throw that steels in there, and then extract it out. Then we can close this. Nope, don't want to save you. We are going to replace that code so it's not categories anymore, and we're going to put steels for steel scrap. We don't need a fill volume anymore. We can just unblock that or block it. And then for our tension belt, there's no fill trigger activated in here. We can delete that because it's going to throw an error if we don't. Need to cross-reference all of these nodes and make sure they're still properly there. Didn't do anything with the fill node. Do I need an exact fill? I don't need an exact fill row. Yeah, I don't need that. I think. If it throws an error, we'll put it back in, but I don't think I need that. Fill volume is gone, so move that. Fillable pallet viz, that is 003. Okay, I gotta find that. It's 00-3, so we got 00, and it would be 3. So it'll be under here. No, it's 00. Not there anymore. Pallet. So I'm gonna delete that code we were just looking at. It's not needed anymore. Pull me back over here. And now we are going to add that collision that we had created. That is going to be 500. That should be everything. I guess we'll find out as soon as I break it here. Requires tip collision area false. Dynamic C-mount trigger. That all looks good. I don't think there's any errors in this. Mass, it's a little heavy. I guess it is steel, huh? Let's hit save on that. Let's pull you back over the main screen. We need to click this CPU mesh. After I click it, I like to click off of that and then come back and just double check that it sealed the deal for us. Sometimes it doesn't. That ends up being a cluster. So the tension seems twisted a little bit, doesn't it? Is it twisted or is rotate 90? Yeah. That's good enough. We don't have to get too critical on it. I think we're good. Let's hit save on that. And then while we are waiting, let's have the game start up for us. Gotta do some checking now. Fortunately, pallets and placeables and stuff, I can't just update it in-game. Like I do my vehicle mods, so it's a little bit longer process for modding. A little annoying at times, but it is what it is. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Dry land is not just our destination, it is our destiny!
Yeah. I love this stream deck. I went crazy with sounds. I really did. Now we shouldn't get an error right off the bat for Death Spledge. What's going on? How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for following. Appreciate you. We shouldn't get an error right off the bat on that pallet because it's not being spawned in the game. The error should pop up when we spawn the pallet if there's an error on it. I'm really hoping that I was smart enough to overcome that process. So we'll see here. Wish there was something like the snow runner tunnels from Farm Sim. I'm a little confused at what you meant there, Birdie. I actually haven't played any snow runner. Evening, how we doping? We're doping up good, brother. Oh, getting our modding dope in. Okay, so we should be able to... XR, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. Let's find this pallet now. And it is going to be steel scrap, so it's going to be all the way at the end, right? Hopefully we don't get an error. We'll see here. Strawberry steel, come on. Steel sheets, steel scrap. Let's bring up this menu. Hey, XR, that's okay. That's why you have people like me. I am lost when it comes to Twitch, alright? It's taken me almost a month to figure out shoutouts and all this stuff, so don't worry, man. It's we all have our niches. Alright, here we go. Let's spawn it, see if an error occurs. Darn it. Missing discharge node. What? Aw. That's a sad day. Aww. Okay, that's fine. Easy fix. Easy fix. Oh, it's missing a couple of them. That's just a repeat. Got 1, 2, 0, and 1. Missing discharge node. What? There is a discharge node on it. Okay, let's pop back into here really quick. Discharge node is 2.0. Let's double check that. Okay, so I see exactly what happened here. The discharge node is wrong. That would be this guy right here, discharge node. But as the ID, we're assigning what this i3D mapping stuff is basically you take the index path, which is this little number doohickey right here, and you assign that number to a name. And then that name is used up here where it says node. Now you can just put that right up there and it wouldn't really matter at all. This is the way that Giants is cleaning stuff up. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get a little lazy. I'm sure people hate that, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so we fixed that one. Now we need to track down 2.0. So it can't find the exact fill. Okay, so that's a simple fix. I'm not using the exact fill root node anymore, so I don't even need it. I can just pull it out of there. And then let's double check any more errors. What we got? Anything? We fixed that one, the 1.0. I think that should be it. So let's go back to our game. I mean, it spawned the pallet. We know the pallet is kind of wonky right now. Kind of like under, maybe it fell into the ground. I don't know, let's turn on our super strength. I think it, yeah, it fell into the ground when we spawned it. Stupid giants. Fix your game. Oh, yeah, Birdie, I don't know how to set that up. I'll have to get with Truckin' or one of those guys and teach me how to put my Discord stuff on there, because I have no clue on that one. So I'm going to test something really fast. We are going to try to update vehicle false 100. See if that'll update that. It gave me some error. There's a couple of vehicles in this area that are using special script and don't like that. Pallet 2 mat is not a physics trigger. That's fine. Let's see if it does it again. So let's go to spawn another. I'm gonna have so many screenshots in there. See if this works. This freaking giants, fix your game, brother. There is clearly a collision on there. So it doesn't matter what object is named in the i3D as long as the node is mapped correctly in the XML. Then the XML just looks for the i3D map name, if that makes sense. Yes, I think it makes sense. You can use whatever name you want, right? You're basically assigning a variable name to a number. If you've done any kind of coding at all, like HTML or maybe working with Adreno, you know, these are all different things that I've learned over the years. It worked. It's saying add callback object is not a physics trigger. So I am clearly calling something. There's a code in here that is calling back to this pallet visual. Okay. We actually want to bump that up. So we're going to copy that index path right there. Yeah, Birdie, it just takes time, man. It's you got to look at coding like language. If you're going to commit to learning about code, you are basically committing to learn a foreign language. I'm going to just remove that. I think that's what's causing the error. Definitely need to double check all my code here and make sure I got everything. I think we're good. Let's hit save. But learning code is a key to learning a new language. And just about anybody, any tutor or anything like that you're ever going to go to, teach you XML, Lua, silly stuff like that. They're all going to tell you, you know, if you aren't willing to learn Japanese, don't try to learn to code, because it's relatively close to the amount of confusion. I think we are good to try this and do this again here. Oh, am I hitting number keys? Okay. So let's try to spawn that one more time. Gosh dang it, I didn't want a screenshot. To change that. Okay. Spawn. Did it again? Did it not? Oh, it's because we didn't update it. The third. Let's try to do it one more time again. Why are you saying object pallet 2 is not a physics trigger? Okay, I know that. I obviously have something coded off. That the coffee kicking in has not happened yet. Dynamic. That's why. Why is this one so off? Oh, it's because I used a completely different XML. So, issue I'm having here. I'm a dingling. Sorry guys, this is all like basic noob stuff I'm doing right now. Dynamic C mount trigger is the wrong. This is the wrong index path. So now that should be fixed. And this pallet should be working again. I'm gonna keep saying that until I get it right. It should be working. Welcome to the party, everybody. A whole lot of shouldas. Do hate how it spawns in the dang ground though. That's annoying, giants. Make your frickin' earth stronger. One more. Spawn. Booyah. Except for the frickin'. I hate that. That needs to come to an end. I can struggle with English from time to time. Japanese is out of the question for me. For real. I get you all the way. So I was able to spawn it, and this one was error-free. Good to go. So now the steel scrap has a updated palette. I did play around with some of the silly stuff, so we need to do a quick little test and make sure we can still pick it up. We're going to get rid of all that extra junk on the screen right now. Get rid of that. And jet on over here. Go try to pick up that pallet. Make sure that the dynamic C-mount attacher is working properly. And here I come to wreck the day, Mr. Reed. Here we come. Come on, baby. Come on. This will be my final test. Hopefully it works. Wow, that looks like a pain in the butt. I didn't even realize the angle that I created for myself there with that pallet. I might need to rotate the whole dang thing. Let's see. I don't know if that's going to be able to grab it like that. This thing handles like garbage. Yeah, I mean, okay. It's working. Guess I could have got it underneath there a little bit more. Whenever we stick the forks in there, you are going to, I think that'll work. You see that bottom left-hand corner down there? It shows that the pallet is loaded on our forks. If I'm correct, I believe that is the dynamic C-mount attacher working along with the collision that's there to make it basically stick to the forks. But we need to rotate it. You see how the opening of the pallet is on the long side? Made some double length Euro pallets. Yeah, you're right. So we got to do a little bit of tweaking here. I don't want to make the pallets crazy big, just due to functionality with the other mods that this is going to be working with. But we are going to pop in here and try something. Get this to function how we want. Damn. That's not going to work, is it? Might end up having to duplicating this palette and make it a little bigger. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do that. So let's just duplicate that, I guess. Pull it on over. Grab the other one and pull it on over. Now these collision coals here, we're gonna have to make this C-mount attacher bigger. Let's hit save. Sometimes when I dink around with these C-mounts, they like to crash. should be a cinematic collision trigger. We're gonna change that because you can't do any editing when it's a cinematic. We're gonna change it to static, stretch it. Make sure we're even on both sides here. Get a little bit wider. And then we're gonna right click on it, click freeze transformations, click scale, unclick translate. And we will zero that out. Now we need to change this back to a cinematic. Whenever you're playing around with cinematic collisions and changing the size, you might want to just hit save a bunch, because sometimes that can end really badly. Now, a couple of things. We got this big collision here. Compound collision, right? Compound child. Just gonna stretch it out. I don't know exactly what this hex code does. I wish I had a book that showed me all the hex codes for this game, but I definitely don't. Definitely don't. But I do know once we stretch it, let's freeze it, scale. I'm just gonna leave that up for right now. And we're gonna start arranging these collisions again. What are they? 3, 1. Make sure. Look at all these crazy things. Through this little blocks. That's the reason why they're dinking up on us. So we don't want that big one. We're gonna go grab all of those. I'm gonna drag them over. Match up with that. And then I'm actually gonna duplicate them all and then drag them over to the other side. And that should make us a bigger pallet now. One thing we are gonna have to do is we're gonna have to measure it out. So we're gonna create a transform group, pull it to the very edge of this. Then we're gonna pull it to the very edge over here. And these are our dimensions that we are going to use inside of here. So when we're spawning these in the placeables, they don't like fall on top of each other and everything. So its width is, okay, these might work. Let's see how tall it is. A little taller than what I like. 0.7. 1, we'll change that to 7. If you don't change this, your pallets will spawn on top of each other and be all over the place. You see the same thing happen sometimes when you buy cars and they like spawn on top of each other. It's because the modder didn't adjust the size here. We got a length of 1. Oh shoot. Length times width times height. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate what that means. So that is my Z, so that's the forward back. So that'd be my length. That's good. And then my width says it's really only a half, but honestly it looks like the stock ones I already have there are gonna be okay. Hey, XR! Subscribe for 6 months. What? That's crazy, dude. That's a little nuts. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. You're my 2nd subscriber. I don't even know what to do. I'm so excited right now. Yeah. You have to forgive me, dude. I don't know how to do I gotta set up shout outs. Everybody click on XR's name and say hello. Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Hey, you know what? We're all lost souls. Thank you, XR. I definitely appreciate you, brother. Definitely appreciate you. Pull you guys back over to my main screen here. PJ, is it after the new year already? I know. I'm leaving here in 4 days with the girlfriend, so you need a mod. Someone can help you with all that. you know what? I do need a mod if somebody can help me with all that. And I think I have a solution maybe. Because I don't have a dang clue what I'm doing with my life. There you go, brother. Help me with all that. I just don't get what all the buttons and stuff. I need to watch more YouTube videos, honestly. Here we go. Okay, so I think we're done with the scrap thing. I'm done looking at it. I don't know about you guys. I'm definitely done looking at it. We're gonna exit all this stuff. Got our pallet. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you. You guys always give me shout outs, and I want to scratch your back too, so thank you very much. I appreciate you, Trucklin.
You're brilliant, you're handsome, you're rich.
Andy, thank you so much. I appreciate your patronage, man. You help me purchase new models, you help me pay for software. I really don't know how to express that any more than you are one of the people keeping this going. Wait, we can get a back scratch too? Yeah, totally. Do you want me to make a mod for that? Okay, so let's update this. So the palette is updated now. That's annoying. I need to get that off of there. I'm glad you guys enjoy this. You know, I never really got into streaming with this because I never thought modding was entertaining. I've been running a YouTube channel for 7 years now. Why am I stuck in there? That's because this pallet truck sucks, huh? Let me out! Let me out! You punk. Let go! Let go of it! Hate that thing. Garbage. Thing definitely sucks. Let's get a better one. Whatever. This one will work. I never really sorry, I got ADHD, I'm pretty sure. So my brain will pop all over the place. But I've been modding on YouTube for 7+ years now, you know. Granted, my streams probably sucked compared to now because I, you know, just learning the ways of the force like everybody else. But making mods versus streaming them and stuff, it just hasn't ever been enjoyable. I think Twitch really... Oh yeah, you're right. Twitch is a lot more enjoyable because I have... It's gonna sound a little corny, but I have you guys. You know, and Twitch is very interactive in chat versus YouTube. I do definitely get a bunch of YouTubers that chat on here, but Twitch is just... The community is 10 times better than what YouTube offers. And I'm not talking about my YouTube followers. I just mean the tools that Twitch has for the community to be a community. I don't know how else to word that. A lot harder than it looks here. I gotta play this game more. Okay, that's good. Okay. No errors. We are set to rock and roll. The next phase of this is I want these little pallets to spawn all over the map in random spots. It does. Twitch definitely has the infrastructure for building communities. That's pretty much why I think I'm streaming more. Aww. That's okay. We're done right now. Let's close this out. And we're done with this. Hit save just in case I haven't. Let's pop back into here. We need to create a new production point. And in order to do that, we're gonna build the production into the map. Placeables. Do I have any generic? I just need a blank placeable. Let's see if I have any templates. Production template. Oh, why haven't I made one of those yet? I thought I did. There's my blank map, blank 16x. That's what Waterworld started like. Contemplating. Use some stock in game stuff, or thought I might have a template for productions, but I don't, so we're gonna build one here. It's close, probably the cereal factory. Let's open that up. Take a look at the code really fast, make sure there's nothing too crazy I care about. We're gonna deactivate a lot of this stuff because it's just gonna, we're just gonna strip it right now of all the visuals and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go save as. We're gonna open up our map and go to placeables. Make a new folder. We're gonna call it steel. Crap. Crap. I can't spell crap. Scrap is spelled with crap. Yeah, that's the farthest I got. Loading the big flat map on the editor and then hit a wall. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I've been really thinking about doing a live stream series once I finish Waterworld. Because I have to stop myself from starting new projects, man. I am so bad about that. Not even joking. But I wanted to do a series building a map from scratch. Maybe not a 16x map. You know, start with something small that somebody could follow along with. Doing simple stuff like, you know, adding placeables that spawn in with the game. Adding some vehicles that spawn in with the game. And just walk through maybe 5 to 10 elements that you can add to the map. You know, not too long of a series, but just enough to dip your toes in. And you know, if that's something that interests you guys, you know, just keep hitting like and follow and all that kind of stuff. You know, you'll know about it when it happens. Steel scrap spawner. Listen, I didn't graduate English very well. That was actually my worst class. I did so good in woodshop and everything else, but man, I don't know what it was. My English teachers, except for one, she was hot. My English teachers, they were just so mean. And I never learned from a mean teacher, ever. And in turn, I don't know. My English sucks. My grammar sucks. I talked a lot, though. I tell you what, I'm a good talker. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Woohoo! So, Nikolai, I'm doing fantastic, man. I got you guys in chat. I'm out of coffee. That might be an issue. Oh, and how to shift the store and add natural elevation on a flat map. Yeah, that kind of stuff. You know, Birdie, probably the start of next year. Probably maybe February. It might be a month out. You know, I need to not start too many new projects. But if you're interested in that, I think I'm gonna do a whole series on making your own map. So, brain fart. What were we doing? We were saving this. So I'm pulling this out of the game. That's what we just did right here, right? This is all in-game stuff. You do not want to dink around with this. This will break your map, or not your map, your game. Okay, you'll have to reinstall the game and update it and all that kind of stuff. Do not use this as a template. Don't ever edit this. That's your warning. Okay, so now that I got that saved, we're gonna need to copy this too. And we need to put that same spot that we put the other one, placeables, and steel scrap spawner. Paste that in there. We're gonna take this name. Wrong key. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to rename it. Yeah, it'll actually probably be on my YouTube. And I've gotten a ton of requests from patrons to add more to Patreon in as far as tutorials and stuff. So there will be that one I'll probably end up doing on my YouTube and stuff like that, but I do a lot of tutorials for them on there and have plans to add more. You know, I got to figure out different ways to give back to those who are giving. So that's just one way that, you know, if you want to motivate me a little bit to do it. Okay, now that I have that steel scrap spawner open and we have a whole new thing here, let's start gutting it. I'm going to show you how to gut a mod. Hopefully it doesn't break. We'll see. So all this stuff right here, kind of show both screens here, or show one screen at least. This i3D correlates with this, right? All this coding and all this kind of stuff. All these different, all this stuff. We have to uninstall this. This is kind of why I want to make a template, which I probably should just turn this into a template right now. That'd probably be the easiest way to do this. But some of this stuff I'm not going to be using anymore, like the linked lights and the paint areas and all this kind of stuff. Because what I'm going to be doing with this is spawning those steel scrap pallets randomly throughout the map, not at an actual production site location. They're going to spawn in different areas, like right here. I was going to put one. You know, I just want it, just a random steel scrap you can grab, and then over next to this wrecked ship over here, I was going to put one. And these will spawn, you know, like any other production, they will spawn randomly. And so you could drive the truck around, and so you're not just limited to doing the steel scrap inside of the scrapyard area. So that's kind of the idea with what we're going to be doing for the next probably hour. Probably take me about an hour to make this mod. Maybe less. We'll see. Oh, dang it. You know what? I always forget to do that. I'm like, hey, look at this. And then I didn't switch my screen. But steel scrap spawn right there. And then I have some boats off over here. I want scrap to spawn at random places, so you can drive around and pick it up with a boat, with a plane, train, or automobile, whatever your choice is. So let's get back into here and let's start gutting. Okay. All this under visual, I'm not using this building anymore. I'm not going to be using this prop links or any of these lights, any of this stuff. So what I'm just going to do is highlight it, delete. Okay, as we're working on it, I'm going to keep it and save. That's a really good habit to get into. Just keep it and save all the time. Because if you don't hit save, you're gonna have a moment. And I have those a lot. I don't necessarily need all this stuff, but I don't need to delete it either. Because the more I delete out of here, now because I deleted that, it's okay. For one reason, we will show you. I'll show you really quick. Look over here at this index path. How this scenograph works, it's look at it like a GPS map coordinate system, right? And this world that we're looking at is a GPS world. So if I move this little visual thing, you'll notice the numbers up at translate X start to move. And so that tells the game where something is at a certain place on the map. And when you load in a new car, it works exactly the same. So I deleted the stuff that was inside of that group, what would be called a child. So this visual would be the parent, and the parent of visual would be Serial Factory. Now, if I was to just straight out delete this, look at clear areas, right? That's index path 1. If I delete this visual, everything down the line here is broke. Everything. You see how the clear area has changed to 1? Everything's broke. Put that back in there. That is how the scenograph works. So if you're going through and creating stuff, usually I would add it at the very bottom of inside the parent. This is the main parent. This is a child of serial. If we were to put this transform in here, this visual now becomes a parent of transform. And I could add whatever I wanted in right here, and it wouldn't affect all the rest of the code. Hey, thanks for being here, Birdie. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. So I hope that makes sense with how the scenograph works. To a point, I'm sure it's super confusing still, but doing my best here. All right, there's no book. I've had to learn all this on my own. Info trigger. I'm not going to need this for this at least. But at the same time, I'm going to turn the visibility off on it, or on here. The info trigger, you know when you walk into a, what's it called? When you walk into a production and it shows you in the bottom right hand corner of the screen that it shows you what the production is and how much stuff you have in there. That all happens because you walk in this box. This box creates that little menu at the bottom there. Now, because this is going to be randomly spawned and all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to need this. I'm actually going to leave it in here, but I'm going to uncode it in the XML once we dive over into the XML aspect of this. And then how all the rest of the stuff is. So the clear area, it gives you these weird, they're called transforms. So it's going to clear the area of weeds, debris, stuff like that between this start node, and then inside of that it has 2 childs. Oh, the girlfriend messaged me. And you have your start, it's going to go to that width, and it's going to go to that height. So everything inside that box will be removed. Grass, weeds, foliage of certain types. And you can have multiple of these in here, right? So you can really deck out an area. But we're not going to be using that for this. It's going to be a very blank, it's not going to be a building or anything. It's just going to be a production that you don't know about. The paint areas, that's going to be painting. I hate it when I see that little loading marker. That loading marker could be death sometimes. Tony! Damn you and your missed a spot. Dang it, Tony.
Now listen here, boy.
Okay, I did not miss a spot. I don't even know what spot I missed. Love you too, Tony. You guys gotta give it to Tony. Tony was the guy that got me on Twitch. It was him. I want to give him full credit. He messaged me about with my mods and all that, and then I saw him streaming, and then he motivated me to start streaming. So hands down goes to Tony for getting me into this. Otherwise, I would not have 12 people watching me on Twitch right now. YouTube's slacking. I gotta say, YouTube, thank you for my followers on YouTube, but YouTube just doesn't put out like Twitch does now, which is odd because when I first started streaming, it was the other way around. So now we're going to get into the important stuff that is going to start messing it up, and that is a random collision that's right here. See all that boxes? Those are collisions. Now we're not using the old building anymore, so, and then this tip collision, we're not going to use this for what I'm doing. Blame Tony. I need to turn that into a meme somehow. So I'm not going to be using those. I'm going to delete them. Now I might have to update in the XML here shortly. Okay, let's go. Now real lights, I'm not going to have any lights in this either, but they are coded in the XML, so I can go ahead and delete those, but got to remember to remove the coding. The effects, not going to have any effects in here. These aren't coded in, and which is crazy because Giants has all these features in their, in their placeables and stuff, but there's no code, which is, FS19 had smoke and had a bunch of other stuff. I swear we are de-evolving in this game. Everybody's like, oh, it's so cool, but we had a winch in FS17. Why is that a payable feature? right? You got to have the premium version to have the winch in FS22. That should be stock in game. Just milkers, man. They're like, hey, we're gonna make a new feature, but make people pay for it. Bugs me. We're gonna leave the selling station in. We're gonna need that for the production point. The player trigger, this is where it displays the little wrench that you can go activate and play around with all the features that have to do with the production. We're gonna leave that in because we're gonna hide it, and only you guys will know where it is. Okay, moving on here. Pallet spawner. This is going to be obviously where the pallet spawns, and it'll start right there, and then inside of that is a child collision, and it'll end right there. So one cool thing you can do, it's not going to matter with what we're doing, but I'll show you really fast. It is, you notice this is barely above the ground. Now, if you were to put that on the ground, the pallet would tell you no more room for whatever pallets, whatever it is you're working with. But if you lift it up a little bit, it works just fine. Now, if you raise it up a lot, this is how you can make pallets stack, because it'll spawn, it'll drop down, and then there's room for another one to spawn, and it'll spawn on top of it. Now that there's not any more room, it'll move on to the next spot right next to it and do down the line. Now, we don't want to do that with this one. We're actually going to add in a ton of spawn points all throughout the map. And I'm not going to have warning stripes, so I'm going to remove that, and that is something we're going to have to code up as well. These names don't really matter. They don't correlate with... I said that, then Twitch hit me with 3 minutes of ads. Oh, the irony. Oh, brother, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm still learning the whole ad thing, too. I'll have to do a stream or share my screen with one of these Twitch pros here, and they can walk me through what all the buttons mean on Twitch, because I have no clue. I'm a noob. As I was saying, though, these names don't correlate to anything. This is just for your knowledge. What I like to do is leave it the same name that is inside the XML. So interior props link, you know, we could go into our i3D and be able to match up this stuff with the name, but it doesn't actually mean anything when you change the name inside of the i3D. It has no effect on most things unless you're using Lua. Nikolai! Alright, brother, I'll see you around. Thank you for being here. So we are getting really close. I think we're actually ready now to switch on over to our other screen and start gutting the XML. I'm too lazy to make 110 tags. I might make my map cross-compatible with different languages at a future date, but as of right now, I just want to get it made. Scrap spawner. Deal. Scrap spawner. We're going to try to make all this stuff hidden. We're going to leave it the same icon image right now because we don't really have a icon to use. But we are going to need to change around this. This little $sign means reach into the game information and go to data. So we need to change this to what we have named here. Take that name right there, copy it, and we're going to put that right here. Now it is located under placeables in my map. This could be different for you. And then I made that folder called Steel Scrap Spawner. And I try to keep the name of the folder and the name of the i3D and the name of the XML all the same name so I don't get confused and you don't do whatever. But if I was to throw a lowercase s right there, we would get an error and it couldn't find it. So everything has to be identical. We're not going to allow you to change the name of it because it's not going to matter. Eventually, we're going to make this not show in store. As of right now, that don't matter though. So we're not going to do the data. So with this code right here, we're looking into our map mod, right? Our map has a placeable folder. Let's look at this really fast. In my map, I have a placeable folder. Then it's going to go to steel scrap spawner, wherever that is. And then it's going to reach in for the i3D, which is right here. Everything has to be perfect. You have 1 comma, period, capital letter in the wrong spot, crash. Okay. So I don't need any test areas. I don't need any of that. I don't need any clear areas. I don't need any leveling. Now, if your mod did have leveling and stuff like that, then you would leave it in and you would adjust those little transform groups like I showed you how they work. We're not going to be painting the ground. Not going to be doing indoor areas. Not going to be doing tip occlusion. Not going to be doing update areas. All that crap can be gone. And the info trigger, I don't think we're gonna run an error, but I'm just gonna block that out. We'll do a little test. I do not want you to know where it is. So this hotspot is where it shows up on the map. So when you see all those little icons in game, it shows you this is where your bakery is and whatnot. This is what this is, and then it has a teleport node location. Now I don't want you to know where it is. Dynamically loaded parts. This is gonna load in an additional i3D, which is props, so all the props that go with it, and that's that props link that we were looking at. But we're not going to use that either, so we're just going to delete that. Really just gutting this. We are gutting it, completely gutting it. We don't have lights anymore. I'm going to delete that whole tag. This is the hard part. I would say that this is the more annoying part. This is where most of my errors come up from. And it's not a big error, right? So if I have something in here and it's looking for, what did we delete? We deleted these warning stripes. Now, if I left this in here, we would get an error. It says that it cannot find this node. Now, it wouldn't be a detrimental error. It'd be a small little error. Ooh, that was a gnarly burp. But you want to make sure this is cleaned out. And this is where you're going to run into a lot of issues because it's a lot of numbers to check, right? But using my brain, I know that I am no longer using interior day, props link, all these paint leveling areas, not doing test areas anymore, not even doing the info trigger, not doing lights. So I'm just kind of dragging all the way down until I get to something I'm going to use, which is the cell station, the unload trigger. We're not using the marker anymore or the AI node. So I'm going to delete all that. Delete that. Don't want you to know. Might leave the marker in there. Did I remove marker? Yeah, I removed marker, so we gotta remove it too. Okay. So we should just be down to this basic stuff here. I don't want any sounds. There's no need to sounds. This is just gonna be scrap that spawns randomly, right? So we're just gonna be basic as can be. Now we have pallet spawner. And we have our spawn place, so this all should be peachy. We can start focusing on the production aspect of it now. And to do that, we are going to move all this but steel. We're going to add in a new one. Steel scrap. Now I've already made this fill type with my scrap pack mod, so I don't need to go in and make a fill type and a name and everything. It's already made. But we are going to come up here and get this name, scrap spawner. This is what shows up in the menu when you're selecting stuff in your build menu of all your productions and stuff. The different types of productions. This is where that name goes. Now the IDs, I like to change these because I have found that if another modder makes something similar and he uses the same production ID and you're using those two mods, it will throw some funkiness on you. So I just try to make it as different as possible just in case somebody creates something relatively similar or duplicates my mod and goes on with it. So So we want it to output steel. I do believe the pallet is 1,000 liters. Now I want this to spawn randomly with no input, right? So I'm going to just add in, we'll just do steels. We'll put in 0. So when 0 amount of steels is put in, you can spawn steel scrap. 90 per hour. I think I want to do 10 steel scrap around the map, so probably put that like 15 or something. We're gonna not charge you. Let's go up here and make sure there is no price on it. Okay. So this should be unload cell station. We're gonna need to come here and right here where it says unloading station. Now we've told the production that it's going to require us to put steel scrap in to get steel scrap out. Now this is just how I'm making it spawn without you having to do any input. That way it appears that you're salvaging. But we need to put that still under the unload trigger. Did I get rid of that? I did get rid of that AI node. And that AI node is still in here. It's that i3D right there. Now this isn't going to matter, but we are going to, since I deleted the i3D mapping here, pay attention, we need to do that. And this should tally up, so we have 1100. I added in that AI node right there, and then this unload, it corresponds with 1100 here, so that should be working. I think this is ready to rock and roll. We're gonna have to add in a few more spawning locations, but we will do that once we import it into the map right now. So I think we are ready to rock and roll. I think we're ready. All right, let's ready to rock and roll. Let's hit save on this, and let's open back up the map. Gonna collapse everything, kind of simplify our stuff for a minute. Go into here to steel scrap spawner. And we're gonna pick a location. It's gonna spawn that right in the center of the map down here, right? We are going to, what's that over there? That's a random hedge. What are you doing there? A weird spot for a hedge to be. Like over here, trucking found a floating piece of wood right in this area that I cannot find because it's in a placeable somewhere, and I don't know what placeable. One of those helium hedges, right? So sometimes when you're importing in from Giants, you know, you'll think all the props are in one area, but Giants makes a lot of mistakes. You'd be totally baffled the amount of crap I found. This isn't a steel factory anymore. Like I said, that name doesn't really matter. Let's find a spot to put this. Ooh, I think I got a sneeze coming on. Oh, it's one of those sneezes that are sneaking up on me. This doesn't really matter where I put this at. I kind of want to just put it out of the way. Somewhere where you wouldn't expect it to be, and you're not going to be playing very often, so might put it somewhere. I don't know. Truck and Jay and Jim have been digging into the side of this mountain a whole bunch. I didn't really expect them to be back in there, but they are. To find a spot that somebody might not go to. It can't be on the outskirts of the map. Do a mod, run it through the test runner, fails for one reason or another. Turns out it's Giants error in the first place, right? I don't even use their thingy. You know, I don't post any of my stuff online, and I know how to use the tilde key really well, so I don't really need that editor or that runner. You know, if you're posting stuff to If you get your jollies off of your stuff being on Mod Hub, then yeah, it's a good thing. But I don't get my jollies off of doing that, so I don't do it. Loaded items. Okay, we're gonna take this now. I have this loaded items thingy, and it doesn't really have a purpose. It's just so I know where I put things. So this would be production. A lot of this stuff matches up with my placeable.xml that the map uses to load in all the placeables when it first loads. But just so I know where everything is when it spawns in. If I need to make adjustments to a placeable, I can just import the placeable in and then place it inside of whatever this transform group is. It'll be exactly where I want it. I get my jollies off eBay. Yeah. Man, I used to be on eBay a lot. eBay's kind of... It's a good spot to find stuff, but... I still haven't found a location to put this. That will be hidden. It's not going to interfere with anything else. This is drastically hard right now. Maybe you guys won't... I don't know. Somebody might dredge that out. I made that so I could install Terraform on it. On the dredge. I don't know what I'm doing back here. This actually might be a good spot to hide it. I think this would be a great spot to hide it, actually. Okay, we're gonna hide it back in here. Shh, don't tell anybody. So, if you're going to activate this and buy the production, this is where you're going to go to do it. So now that I have this placeable in here, we are going to start arranging everything in a manner that works for us. Just going to kind of tuck this back off over here somewhere. You're not going to be using this unload trigger, but the production requires you to have it in the mod in order for you to do this. And then we are going to take this player trigger. I know what I'm going to do. So there's a building that I've added. This one right here. Building. It's really borderline having too much, too many. Where did I hide that? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so we're going to duplicate that building. Bring it over here. Play with it a little bit here. Put the entrance. And I hate that my walls are so paper thin. Sometimes it sounds like somebody's in my house, but I live in a duplex with really great neighbors, but our walls are so paper thin that it sounds like they're hammering something inside my house. Okay. Shh, Jim. Don't tell anybody, Jim. Secret. I do like this house. We'll load this up in game here in a little bit, and I'll show you. We're gonna have to move the tree around. Tree over there. We're gonna have to get rid of some of this grass. This console up right now. If you guys are not using this console when you're modding, I'm gonna be straight with you. You're doing it wrong. You need to have this console up. It tells you issues before the issues arise. Okay, got a little area right there cleared out from grass now. That way I can place this building properly. Set it like right there. Man, that's kind of a dip. Go to level, we will go to replace, and if you look right here, it says replace picking area. What replace does when you're using this elevation thing is it will pick like wherever my cursor is. If I hit Control R, it's gonna change the replace. It changed this right here to the exact elevation. It's right there, and then I can just pick this whole little area and kind of level it out. Let's make sure that nobody's gonna dig underneath this when they're digging out. Okay, it's not a diggable mine. Good. So it levels it all out. Really useful tool. And we're gonna have to decorate it a little bit. So let's go to texture layer. We're gonna go to dry and patchy. And we're going to pick, we want to do it on the grass, but I don't want all the grass to go away. So we're gonna go to one of these right here, grass 1, 2, and 3. Now this grass texture is made up of 4 different textures. And here's the textures right here. Now I just want to put patchy grass on one of the 4 textures to kind of blend it a little bit. So I would select grass 1, and then we're going to pick add, right? Now it's just going to replace all the areas where grass 1 is. Now that we have that, we can do a little bit more too. So now that we know that that's there, we're going to change this to grass 2. And let's add in some cobblestone. Sure, in the XML, it's grass, small, medium, large, and harvest ready. So you're thinking about the terrain foliage paint mode. That's a little different. I'm talking about texture paint. Yeah, that's okay. I'm getting better at reading chat like that. So now we're going to take this cobblestone and we're going to put that around the area of the building. And it's going to add in a little, you know, like an old house that's been overgrown. I might do a little bit more. We're going to remove that limit to texture. Might do a little bit more right out the front door here. Okay, now we're going to play with the foliage mode. Now we picked grassy patchy, so we're going to go to deco foliage, and there is a long dry grass in here, and we're going to do limit to texture. We're going to pick dry and patchy. Now it's just going to put that long dry grass on the areas of the patchiness. Okay, then with the remainder of it, we're going to go back to meadow, and then we're going to pick the grass again, and we're going to wrong button, meadow harvest ready. There we go. And now that area is blended. Let's take a look here. Eeks, not that great of a blend. Need to delete some of it. Change our device to a square. Subtract some of it now, just so it doesn't show up inside the building. In-game shadows are gnarly, but kind of blended now a little bit. Okay, back to our placeable. Where's that? Loaded items. Check. Production. Scroll that down. We're not using that anymore. And we wanted to hide the production point. This is the wrench, right? We're gonna hide this inside of this building. It's super dark in here. Get a light. Export that out. Go inside of this building. Whoa. Serious light. We're gonna do point. Nope. Maybe it's spot. No, I think it's point, actually. It changes range to like 20, so it's not lighting up the whole world. We're gonna put it upstairs, and we're gonna put it right in here. That way it's a little bit lit up in there. Okay, back to the production point. We're gonna put that production point hidden in here. Right here in the corner. This is where you're going to buy it to start activating it. Now the pallet spawner, we're going to find some spots to put it. One of my first areas I was going to do is right over here. We want to spawn in this area. We're going to move that pallet spawner right to here. Oh, I think that up. I want that to be zeroed out. We're going to put the start of the pallet spawner right here. Oh, hiccups, baby. Come on, go away, hiccups. Hard to stream with hiccups. Turn down our nav speed because I'm just flying around right now. Make sure we're off the ground a little bit. Pull it over just a hair. We're going to zero this out. Now just one pallet is going to spawn right there. Now I might pull it over so maybe 2 pallets spawn right there. Now that we have that one placed, let's go find another spot. So we're going to duplicate this. And I'm basically building a mod inside the map. I like to do a lot of my productions like this, especially for the map, that way you can build it to the map and be original and authentic. So let's go find another spot where there might be some scrap that spawns. I think I have another one over here somewhere. And somewhere in this area. Right here. Okay, we're gonna put that other one right here. I'm gonna clean up this area just a tad. Kind of the same thing we did before. We're gonna select this all out. And let's go to texture, patchy. Oh, limit to grass 1. Grass 1, dry patchy. And we might bump that to grass 2 too. Add a little bit more. And probably grass 3. Okay, now we can go to this bad boy. Go to our deco foliage. Select long dry grass. Limit to grass stripe patchy, and we'll add in a little bit in there. A little bit. That way it's just a tad more visible when you're driving by. It's not buried in the meadow. Might actually pull some of that more out. I didn't want to be too obvious that it spawns right here. But we kind of need to build this area in so players don't put stuff here. Maybe I'll do that later on. So we have our second spawn location. I don't like where it's at, so we're going to angle it. Turn this off so I can see where I'm going. We're going to angle it that way, so it's going to go the route of the blue. So it'll spawn 2 pallets right there, I think. It should be 2 pallets. That might be too close together. Might have to adjust the other one. Alright, so we got one that spawns right there. Let's find another spot. I have a downed aircraft right here. This would be a perfect spot. Let's duplicate that again. Now we're gonna, when I export this out to an actual mod, we're gonna have to code all these new pallet locations up. Where do I want to put you? Probably should just put you right back here. Looks pretty good. Put you right here. And we know that it goes along our blue line, so pack it up just a hair. Oh, we need to go back to where we put that other pallet and lift it off the ground just a hair too. Have it right on the ground. That'll cause an issue with it spawning in the ground. Okay, so we got our another one. So let's duplicate that. And let's go find some more scrap. Whew. Starting to get tedious. Have another spawn location over here. Make this one a little harder to get to. Might have to use a winch to get this guy out. We're gonna put that right here. Lift it up, rotate it. Make sure it is in our area of opportunity. Not too far off the ground. Because we know clearly that it will fall into the earth and break. Get stuck in the earth if we lift them too high. That might have been fixed with that last little change we did before I started doing this. Okay, that's a good spot. Any more scrap vehicles around here somewhere? Boost up that nav speed now. Average, thank you so much for being here, brother. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon, man. Let's find some more scrap that we can... It's not a bad spot over here. Add another spot right here. There, rotate it. Double check it. Lift it. Now the real magic is when we load this up and it works with no errors, hopefully, right? That's the plan. Right now we got to code up 4 more. The editor. Keep adding here until I get tired of doing it. Add another one right here. And this is going to take a second. We're going to hit save. I've done quite a bit of work, so let's hit save. It takes a minute to save this map. It's a very big map. Oh, what a perfect time to get some water, though. So while that's saving, enjoy my screen for a hot second. I need some water, man. I've had too much coffee. My stomach starts to grumble at me. Like, listen, not healthy. Need more water. Oh yeah. Thank God for Bluetooth headphones though. I can go in my kitchen and talk to myself and the neighbors think I'm weird. What's that guy doing? He's talking to himself. Somebody call the police. Okay, we got our water. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Hopefully the save is done. Alright, should be good. Let's put our next spot. I want these ones to spawn kind of in the water a little bit. Make it a little fun to get. Put that guy right here. Pull it down because it's going to spawn really high off the ground. Probably get the pallet stuck on the ground. I'll even angle it. Probably pull it away from that door a little bit. When I made this 3D model, there's a big frickin' hole in the side of it right here, so we're gonna hide that hole really fast. Right here. Shh. Don't say anything. This is laziness at its best. Something like that. Can I hide it like that? Whatever. I'm just gonna hide it. Once I actually make this boat into a mod, maybe I'll go back through and design it up a little better. Just being lazy. I don't feel like doing Blender work today. Okay, so we got that spawn point. Feel like I need more. Maybe over here. Duplicate that again and place it there. Lift it up. Make sure it's not intersecting too bad. Okay. Any more locations where there's scrap cars and silly stuff like that? It's quite a journey so far now. Got that down plane. I have more down planes. Where are they at? Right here. There we go. A perfect little area. Do that. What's a bit of weird between friends? Hey! Weird makes life fun. And we got that bad boy placed. I'm getting tired of doing this already. Now I don't want to lag out your map, so I think that's gonna be it. Is that one? To be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It's gonna be 16 pallets spawning throughout the map so far. You get too many of these pallets spawning, you start running into some lag issue. Kind of want to do one more too, though. Let's do one more on this island over here. I have another down plane. I just like the idea of trying to grab these out of the water. Look at the dirt this time. We're up, rotator. We're not too high up, we're pretty high off the ground. Okay, that's all I want to do. We're gonna hit save on that again. Then we're gonna have to export this out. We're going to jump over to the XML. And then from there, we're gonna hop into the mod disk of the map, the placeable XML, code up everything between those two, and it should work in game at that point. We hope. We hope. Sometimes placeables be a little funky, especially with me thinking around with them. Okay, so let's export this out now. Because I have ADHD, we should probably add a name to it. Deal scrap spawner. Okay, so let's export this out. Export. No, not with files. Not with files. Just export selection. Deal scrap spawner. We'll hit save on that. Do I want to replace it? Yes, I do. Okay, before I delete it out of there, I'm going to reload it in here. And I have to recenter the whole mod because it's gonna load us up at these coordinates here, because that's where it's gonna spawn on the map. Now those are the coordinates that we're gonna put into our placeable file. So let's get that loaded up. Body, world maps, and placeables XML. And so you guys can see what I'm doing. You need to be able to see the screen. Left. Okay. So this is my placeable XML. It's bloody large. But these are all the mods that spawn. It's gonna come right in here. And we're gonna drop it in here. So we're gonna duplicate this. I need to change some names around, but while I can, I'm gonna grab those coordinates that were on that placeable, and I'm gonna replace this position here. Oh, I hate this part of this. And then there is no rotation in it, so we're gonna zero this out. 0, 0, 0. Now the production that we're gonna pull this over here. We need to tell the game where to find this at. So we're gonna take this location, inject it in here under placeables mineral process. We're going to delete that whole thing. So now the game knows that this placeable is located in the mod name FS22 Waterworld, and then the file name is going to look in the mod directory of Waterworld in its folder placeables, looking for a steel scrap placeable folder, and then there's the XML. And then once it finds the XML, it's going to pop into here and read where the i3D is. That's the flow of how this works. So at this current moment, it will not work because of one more thing we need to do, and that is copy exactly what I pasted in there. Don't you fight me. Copy that, and we need to open up the mod disk, which I don't know. There it is, the mod disk for my map. Trying to keep it all organized, but it starts to be clusterfuck. Sorry, bad language. I come in here, copy that, boom. Now this thing should work. Should, I said, should. Keyword should. Pop in back into here. We need to delete all this stuff now from the map, because if not, it'll duplicate spawn it. But I am going to leave this here, so if I need to make any edits or changes, I can just import in that other i3D, place it right where this is, and then I can make edits and changes, and then delete it out again. So let's hit save again. We should be able to load up our game now, and hopefully we'll be rocking and rolling at that point. It's only taken me 2 hours. Oh, I was kind of thinking around for a little bit, I guess, so not a big deal. Are we saved up? I think we are saved up. Is everything we've been working on saved? No, it's not. We're actually need to tally up these start location areas. So we put in a whole bunch, right? So now I need to take the time flies when you're having fun. Yep, it does. I need to marry up all these extra spawn locations that I put in right here. So this index path right here is the start of it. And just to make this a little simple on myself, I usually click on the newest one I added and the last one I added. And so we added in 2 through 7, right? So I need to put that code into here under the start location. So we go like that, paste it in, so we know the next one, if we just use some basic addition here, I know that's difficult for me sometimes, and we would just go 2 and 3, 4, going all the way to 8. 2 more. 7 and 8 again. Now this will work. Should work 100%. Hit save on everything. Let's go back to our main screen. Let's start the game up. Open up the tilde key to see if we get any errors when we pop up. Don't worry, none of that's errors that matter. This is all mods I'm working on, other mods. So let's hit start. Now, if we get an error on this, it should show me the error when it's loading the map, because it's going to be loading in all those placeables that we put in the placeable XML file. So this is a prime time to catch errors. It's right when you hit start. Come on, baby. Keep your fingers crossed. Come on. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think we're doing good. Doing good. I haven't seen any errors yet. Nope. I don't know where that error is. A clue on that one. I gotta find that one. Probably has something to do with the president. I haven't finished the president yet. I think we're looking good, man. Yes. Well, it's one of the last ones to be loaded, so if it's not gonna work, it would have crashed on us already. Yes. Yes. Error free. Who's your daddy? Who's your baby? Okay. So let's jump on over here. Oh, if I can remember where I put that thing now. Need to put our flight mode on. We're gonna go run real fast. That doesn't seem very fast. Go. Didn't want that, didn't want that. Get off my screen. I think it's kind of cool because it'll show you like what audio sounds are playing right now and stuff like that. And I believe it's hidden. Oh look, we could have added more scrap right there. Next to that car. Oh hey look, there's our little house. Hello little house. Hello. Let's go up in here. I love this little house. I think it's cool. Up the stairs. It's very well hidden. There's one thing I want to add. We don't know if it's working yet. I haven't tested it, but I do want to production point, player trigger, player marker. I want to copy that code. I do want a marker in there. That way you know that you found the right location. I accidentally hit my cuss button. Okay, so I deleted that aspect of it. Right here where it says trigger markers. So we're gonna come into here really quick and steal this code, copy it, and we're gonna put that in there. And we're gonna cut it out of this because we don't want to mess with the in-game stuff. No, I don't want to save it. We're gonna throw that in here. Now this will show up next time I load the map in. But there should be, if you look at the controls at the top left, when we enter the box right here. Why aren't you working? On the bottom floor? Do it on the bottom floor? I thought I did it upstairs. Could have swore I did it upstairs. You put it in the ceiling? I don't think I did. So I bring up this menu and see if I can see the trigger box or not. Might have an error that I missed. I must have like been drinking my drink or something and missed it. I don't see it loaded. Oh, yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah, if I do that, just say screen, and I'll know what you mean. I'm learning. Okay, so it's not in here. Must have not even loaded it. Put the wrong location, one or the other. Let's dive in through the code here. Get all that junk off of there. See if I can find it loaded in here. Salvage boat, no. Pickup, no vehicles. We need the placeables. Rental houses, power plant, scrap pack, Waterworld, cell station, smoker hub. Everybody's eyeballs melting right now because looking at code melts your eyeballs. Cow barn. I don't see scrap spawner. Where are you at? Yep, it spawned in. Okay, so we don't have any errors, but I may have dinked up and put it in the wrong coordinates. Did I not hit save on something? No, it's in there. Steel scrap spawner. This location. Come on, come on, let me copy that. Okay, then I guess let's go back to the screen for you guys. I know, right? Oh, this is why. Because I build them in the maps, it is at that location we set, but if you notice here, I didn't zero this out. So it is spawned in the map, it's just somewhere in the map. Screwy. So unfortunately, I have to reload this. Silly mistake. It was error free though, you know, so I can stand here and brush my shoulder off. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But let's try to do that again. Oh, that was a... What did that... I saw something. I saw something there. What was that? Loading, loading, loading. Whenever you're doing like placeables and stuff like that, you have to do, like, if you're trying to get it to load it up in game on your map, built into the map, you gotta start a new game each time, unfortunately. That's why I don't have a whole bunch of game saves. We're gonna go flight state on, we're gonna run again. Can turn that off now. Can fly like an eagle to the sea. Don't tell anybody my secrets. Kick your butts. I don't have any imagination either, man. I think I'm okay at making like buildings and placeables and decor for the map. Now we should. Trigger didn't show up. The trigger's here, but I'm not getting that. Trigger's here, but my icon isn't showing up. Physics trigger, that's nothing. It's all okay. Yeah, very good point. I might have not saved XML. I'm not going to change screens for you guys, but I am going to double check that really fast. Trigger marker. Double check that I have the right player trigger. 2.0. It is there. Wrench. Oh, it's because it's adjusting to ground. So if we were to go to the ground, you had to change. Show you what I'm talking about. Right here where the trigger marker is, where it says adjust to ground. If you don't change this to false, like you're doing it like what I'm doing inside of a building above the ground, that marker is actually on the ground. I guarantee that. So we do have the thing right here where it says buy production point. Now I could make this to where you own it when the game starts. That's maybe the next phase I'm gonna do, is throw it into production revamp. That way it makes it invisible. See, there's the marker right there, but the trigger's not down here. It's up there. So that's fixed now. I don't think people are gonna find this. Which is cool. You know, I'd rather somebody be playing this map for a whole year and then find out something new about it. And I think that kind of stuff is cool for me, you know, as a gamer. I love being like, what? I didn't know about this the whole time. Oh, I'm a dingling. Yeah. I'm gonna go back downstairs and show you that because I did not do the adjusted ground was true. Let me in the walls. It's right there, see? But next time the game loads up, it will be up here in the upper room. I'm actually really shocked I made this the right size to be able to walk up. Doorways and buildings to player depth, that's a struggle for me. So let's hit buy on this. I bet you it's way more money than I have. Yes, it is. Of course it is. So let's come into here, and we want to just make this for $1. Now there's a couple other things that I need to do, and one of them is make this not sellable. Fish cannery dockside. No, I need to find the code. Code. I have some code around here somewhere. That's all crap. Yeah. Daily price. No, I'm looking for selling station clean. That's what I wanted right here. Copy that and place that in here now. Paste that right there. Bring it up. And now you cannot sell it and you can't buy it in the store. Add some money to get this working. So let's add some money in. Let's buy it. We're gonna buy it. Building's been purchased. We got a managed production point. Now, a reason why I want to spawn, it's running. Bingo wingo right there. So as soon as you buy it, now I want to use the, advanced production mod that I'm using for all these to hide it from this in menu in here. There's already, once you get going with like the scrap pack and all that stuff, there's already so much crap in here for production that I want to hide this and just have it auto running. So it is creating, it's going to put that first pallet out. Change output to spawning. But should put this first pallet out over here. Let's go check all of our pallet locations now. There's our first pallet. Way too heavy. Wrong button. I need to change it. Anybody know how to change that? To where you're using this app, whatever, I'm having a brain fart what this is called. I need to change it from F12 to something else because F12 takes a frickin' screenshot every time for my Steam. Maybe I'll just change Steam's. That might be a little easier. We got our super strength on. And it's a pallet. Any errors? Scroll down and make sure no errors are popping off. And not that construction. I don't know, it might be in key bindings. I changed Steam to Alt 12. That's actually Truckin', is that located in key bindings? I've never dinked with it, so I don't know. It's the 4 dots. Let's see here. And I assume it's at the very bottom. Universal winch bindings, Terraform, IC control, attach. I don't see it. Pack, easy. Oh, there it is right there. Open menu. Okay. Nope. Okay, I'm happy with that now. No more screenshots. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Thank you. But we should have these spawning all over the place now. So instead of spawning 2, it looks like it was too big. So it's going to be spawning 1 now. But as soon as you pull that out of the area, so let's move it and make sure that... So if I pick this up here, it'll spawn here next and not at the other locations. It's only going to use the ads. Oh, I guess there's ads right now. Let me check my... I feel like I need more screens. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing here with ads. Don't even know. Anyways, back to the game. Let's take a look at the production now. Yep, so our next one spawned right here. Now if you move this, it won't spawn at the other locations until that area is full. I like how Truckin' says it. If you don't like ads, maybe you should subscribe. No, I don't think I provide quality enough content yet. I'm not no XR or Truckin'. They got pretty dang good streams. Did we put one right here? I thought we put one right here. We're gonna speed up time. Ah, bingo. That should spit us them out at all the locations we checked. So now you got steel scrap pallets that spawn all throughout the map. Isn't that a neat feature? I started doing this with my other map, with my Battlegrounds map. I did it with rocks and with scrap cars. And this is actually how we're going to build the indefinite spawning Mr. Clean pallets too. It's going to be operating the same way. Let's go check all of our other spawn locations. If I can remember what they all were. Now there's this weird thing going on with the map that I have not figured out, and it's the shadow. I asked Farmer Bob about it because this is his original template. He has no clue. It's just a weird freaking shadow. I mean, you only notice it when you're flying. I just don't know on that one. Once I get done, Papa Smurf said he would take a peek at it. See if he knows it. You know, not just one guy knows everything for modding. I have a few people I reach out to if I'm just kind of lost. Which doesn't happen too often, but yeah, there's our other location. Okay, next one, the plane over here. And there's our other location. I wish that there was a setting that I could change it to where it would pick from a random selection of pallets. Right, so if I make a fill type and I assign a pallet to it, it will only give me the one pallet type, right? So that's why the scrap car are two different fill types, is because I wanted another car rather than just scrapping all red cars. I added another car. Yeah, I feel like that location could probably offer a few more since it's kind of a pain in the butt to get down here. Big thing is we're making sure that the pallets are not falling into the ground. Might make these a little bit bigger. I didn't even think about it. I haven't put any of these steel scrap on like the atoll or anything like that. I mean, I feel like that stuff would be more on land area. And we got another jet right here. Oh, I must have a... Okay, that one spawned. Cool, I'm excited. And there we go. Oh, that's the girlfriend. That's the lady friend. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to put you to a break screen. Probably not the full length of the break. I'm just going to answer the call. I'll be right back. Hey guys, while I'm on break, I figured I'd show you this cool little thing. I have a bridge layer tank. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. All you got to do is go on over to my Patreon. Pretty easy here. It's actually public. You can join if you want. If you want to support, you know what to do. But what you'll do right here is you'll put in bridge layer. And with this search bar, it should bring up this bridge layer tank. And we'll load this up really quick. And I got a little tutorial video, some of the features. We'll zoom in so you can read it while on this little itty bitty screen. Fix broken links. I update stuff. It spawns with the bridge attached. The bridge is purchasable as well. Map keys, you can attach the bridges together as well. So we're actually going to load this up a game and check her out. Oh, just a quick little note here. I have a download bot prevention, so hopefully you can do some math. 5 plus 8 to the math. Okay. When you first load it up in here, it should be up at the top. It's AVLB bridge layer. Easy to find, I feel, unless you got a ton of mods, but you never know. It's got its own cool little category. Find underneath military vehicles. And here's the... Definitely probably make a new store icon for that now that I know how to do it. But it's relatively cheap to play with. And then you got the bridge loaded up here. And it comes attached already. And I kind of dumbified some stuff for you guys just so you know where to attach. Yeah, well, let's buy the dang thing. Ding, ding. So we got our bot. I don't even know how loud it is. You got your control menu open up here. And you can see, I wonder if I have this map to my joystick. Alright guys, I'm back. I had to give the lady some love. She's been out of town for, oh gosh, she'll be back in 4 days and she's been gone for 2 weeks, so I've gotten nothing but in trouble. Yuck, 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 yuck. But yeah, if you that little break video, sorry I cut out right in the middle of it. If you guys want that tank layer, it is a public mod on there. I got a bunch of other public mods on there, and then I do have a lot of stuff for real. Ryan, how do you know? How do you know, man? Because you were right. The kitchen is a disaster, and I even have a dishwasher. I've just been, I don't know. Even my modding room, I have a whole bunch of hydroponics in here, and all those I had to unplug them all because the hydroponics are screaming at me to change the nutrients. I have lost my life in this map. This map has been my downfall this last couple times. Let's wait, what was I doing? I was right in the middle of finding all the, gosh, I don't even remember where they're all at now. I have to figure out where I put those spawn locations. I feel like it needs more just because it's a lot of driving around for nothing. Did I put one up in here? Yeah, we put one at this house up here too. You're funny, Ryan. You make me laugh. If you're curious who I'm talking to, I'm streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube. They're Rooster. Okay, so this one spawned up okay. Make sure it's not in the ground stuck. Yep, we're good. Now, it's air-free, but there's one more thing. One more thing I gotta do, and I think that is to install the production revamp code into it. That way it hides it from the menu. That's gonna get a little complicated. This is this next part that I'm gonna do. I would say don't try to do it unless you kind of get the basics of production stuff. Right? No. I mean, maybe when I was younger I was hallucinating, but I've been a good boy for a long time. It's amazing having a kid will do that to you. Get your stuff together. I need to get a truck and drive it over here and do some jumping. I built this whole area. I haven't even tested it out yet. It's like an endurance course, you know. I don't know, in case I want to do some mod testing on here. I thought about installing mud. I really thought about installing mud. I almost did it today. I need to play with it on a normal map though, and make sure it doesn't cause any issues. My biggest worry about installing extra Lua stuff is if Giants doesn't update, it could possibly break the map. That's the risk of using Luas and stuff like that, special scripts, is there's a high chance of stuff breaking, which would really make me mad. Now this road right here is a little janky. Right? I got a little lag right there. What was that? Nothing. Okay. Thought it was an error. So far it's been pretty good. This road's a little steep though. But it's been unmaintained for 1,000 years, so I guess that's okay. Where else did I put these? Okay, I put one next to foundation. I put one... where else did we put one? Here's another little secret for you guys, in case you didn't know about it. Some caves in here. That LOD is way off. Come get yourself a Mr. Clean pallet. Be adding more in here. I just need to model more. This stuff just requires a lot of 3D modeling. That alone takes a downed airplane. We found the one down airplane out there. The one down airplane over there. Another down airplane over there. We're just going too slow. It's going way too slow. Running modifier. Oh, I jacked that up. I guess the max is 12. Get that off my screen for a second. What do you think of the map so far, Truckin'? You like all the new additions? I'm just trying to add more depth to it. I want to have a lot of flat open ground that you guys can build with, but at the same time, you know, I need that full feeling. I needed to feel full. Do you know anything about who made that Titanic dockyard map back a while in FS? Was it 22? Sounds like a neat map. Okay, so this one spawned. Kind of feel like the map needs more. Oh yeah, that was sorry. Titanic map was kind of broken. Yeah, that was Rooster on the YouTube side. He was asking that question. I never even heard of it. Like I said, as you can see, I have way too much time doing my own crap to look at other people's stuff. Let's go test some doors. Victorian characters walking around and the whole ship there. Wow, I might have to find that, and we might possibly steal some stuff out of it. Oh, just saw screenshots. You know, a broken map is okay with me, because then that means that nobody's playing it. Nobody will notice if I find a cool model in there. So let's get off the ground here, and we're going to open some gates. We need to go talk to the president, which nobody has done before. This isn't fully working yet. I haven't put the... I could probably get it all done in a day if I just get off my butt and do it. I just haven't yet. We gotta put in some code here so that way I can access this player. Dink that up. Turn my caps lock off. Player, no clip. Player. Where are we at? No clip. Ta-da! I still got a bunch of modeling to do in here. This is a huge reason why I delayed, because, like, it needs more. It needs more. Speak to the president. But the code to unlock the gate, unlock concrete gates. It's right there. So now we should be able to... Yeah, I know. You've been playing this whole time, Truckin', and this has been in your map the whole time. I just haven't done anything to it recently. I'm gonna just jet through all the walls here. Whoa, that's a big freaking hole. I didn't even know that. Look at that. Where'd that hole come from? Huh, that's wild. I missed that. that's, that's a big damn hole. I mean, it's not going to affect gameplay because it's got this big building block in it, but that's a hole. Hey, Rooster, thanks for being here. Grrr. You know, if you do that little code that I just did right there, GS player no clip, you just open up your tilde key, you type that in exactly, GS player no clip, you can go through all the buildings in the map, and then you'll be able to run back there and activate it. But currently that's the only way in your version to do it. And what it does is it raises up, still blocked because of the coming soon sign, it raises up this collision, or sorry, it gets rid of it so then you can open the gate. And being somebody who likes to drive in and out of Foundation, I'm sure this would be a lot better than having to deal with a... I'll probably put another one of these big gates in by the front gate. But you can see now I can walk in here and open it all up. And those... Only the president can authorize the opening of this gate. Those big X's are gone, and you can access the trigger on this side as well. I did that for a reason, though. You know, I wanted you to... I haven't quite figured out the dynamic I'm going to do for that, but obviously you're going to bring, you know, cigarettes and stuff like that. All the reputation. There's going to be different phases to it. So those different rooms, let's run back over there again. Wasting time. Wasting time. But I'll explain the phases that I'm thinking so far, and this is subject to change. I'll earn it once it's working. Well, hopefully, I'm hoping. I got 4 days to figure it out before I send it to you guys. If not, then I'll have to... I would like to have it done when I send it to you so you can make sure it works. But as you enter each area here, you will be able to access the next area by bringing reputation. The president's going to ask you to earn the trust of Foundation, or not, yeah, of Foundation. It's going to ask you to earn the trust of Atoll, and it's going to ask you to earn the trust of smokers. And trust, I mean rep. So the cigarettes, the chits, and the government grants, this is where they're all going to come into play. And I'm contemplating adding another rep for the mining area, because there's something sinister that happened there. I don't want to give away the full story, but Foundation is responsible for what happened at Minetown. And there's a little bit of a backstory on it. For as much as the president, you know, he may not be a good guy. That's all I'll say. But as you enter each one of these areas, see that door actually has a trigger right there. You see this kind of a yellow line around here? That's a trigger. And it's to tease you. So when you walk inside this trigger, that gate opens up. Right? But as you're walking forward and you exit the trigger, the gate starts closing, almost like an Indiana Jones thing. You're gonna have to be able to make it inside of the door. I'll probably remove that before I put it in map, but you walk into this first area and there'll be a modified silo trigger here. When you bring goodies in here, it will raise up the gate and allow you to the next area. So let's say this first area is chits. Then it'll raise up this gate and allow you into the second area where it will be cigarettes. So you'll have to bring X amount of cigarettes here. I haven't figured it out. It's either I'm going to make it a lot or I'm going to decrease the amount that you can make of the fill types. So one of the two is going to be throttled. I haven't quite figured out which one I want to do yet. And then, so you'll bring cigarettes in here, and this will all have decoration and all that kind of stuff. And then for the third one, you're going to need to bring government grants in here. And once again, I'll have a guy. Hey, look, there's a hole right there. Gotta fix that hole. You bring your government grants in here, and he, at that point, you've earned the trust of the president, and you will have access to in here, which will have Because SIGs are slow to make. I know. The slow SIGs is when I started thinking about taming stuff down, because I knew if I made it a big production thing right off the bat where you're making lots, you guys would get used to it like you are the gold, and then I wouldn't be able to change it without pissing you off. But government grants are a lot more difficult to make because you have to do the complete scrap pack. So this will be late game. But the idea is you're going to come in here and there will be a bunch of different productions that offer you way more than the normal productions, you know, or silly stuff like that, to where it will be worth the drive. I guess we'll just say it at that. And this is the little president's mansion. Exactly. There's going to be a middle. There's going to be a middle ground to where it's good. But around here, after you talk to the president, there will be some trigger blockers where you won't be able to access this until you talk to the president. Once you talk to him, it'll be a animation trigger that removes the collision, so you can actually access these. And I'll have a little sign here saying, you know, that this is the Department of Security or something like that. And I'm going to do that around to each one of the doors around this place. With some more. There's got to be another door around here somewhere. Another door right there. And each trigger will access different parts of the map or different features. Basically, it'll unblock the areas. And then I still have to find a 3D model that looks like a president. He'll be standing right here with his security. And I have to add in more decor in here, and I just haven't quite figured out what kind of decor to put in here yet. But that will be the somewhat end goal. Yeah, that is, let's turn off our player no clip. Now we're stuck. Because we're flying, that's why. Can I open that up from this side? Is there no trigger over here? There isn't. It's on the other side of the door. Whatever. We can hop out of here. Saving. No, we don't want to save. So looks like our steel scrap is actually all spawned out now. That's going to spawn 30 pallets. This is not a map, it's a game. Yeah. This is definitely. I don't like Farm Sim. I like Lambo Sim. It's a little self-centered, I guess. Self-worshipping. But yeah, it's Lambo Sim. Lambo World. So now we know that the steel scrap works. I need to do some dialing in, because let me explain what's going on here. If I don't slow down the productions, let's go to our productions really fast. If I don't slow this down, it has 30 more pallets that can spawn. So if I was to move this, keep spawning. I guess it'll just sit here and because I could turn my time up. It would just sit here and you could just essentially base rape it and get all your scrap right here. You wouldn't have to go and pick anything up. So we need to slow the production down or put less in there. Because if not, why would you drive all around the map to pick up steel scrap if it didn't do what it was supposed to do? So let's dive into that and start playing around a little bit. Throttling it. Let's throttle. Time to throttle it so it's not so good. Steel scrap spawner. And the best way to throttle it, I've found, is to decrease this to maybe like 5,000. So that way there isn't that much capacity in there, and it takes some time to redo. You know, so you could sit here and do this 5 times, which would be fair. I just don't want you to sit there and do that 30 times. You could totally get a whole pallet of salvage or a whole trailer full of steel scrap, like in just a matter of seconds. So we're gonna throttle it there, and then I think 10 an hour would be okay. 10 pallets an hour. 10. Okay. I think that's throttled enough. Should be. No need to really have to test that because it's gonna work just fine. We've already done all of our testing. Now the Mr. Clean, I'm not gonna do that one on stream. Nobody's gonna know that secret. We're gonna do the same thing with Mr. Clean, except one of the spawn locations for Mr. Clean is obviously gonna be in the Hall of Streamers over here. And if you are curious where it is, I will give you a marker that I've created, because even I get lost sometimes where it's at. Once you find this bus right here, it's right here. Right up there. Get up there. Now we haven't opened it yet, right? But we can cheat all day long. Ah, look at that. I walk through walls because I'm a ghost. I have to add some more streamers here. I had 2 more guys stream out. Then I'm full. I don't have any more room for any more streamers. But this is going to be one of the spawn locations. Oh, dang it. Sorry, brother. Ta-da! Okay, so I gotta go show you where the marker was again, don't I? Down here. Fly down here. You're looking for this bus. If you're looking for the Hall of Streamers, look for the bus. Look for the triangle it kind of creates at the angle here. Right at the end of that is the Hall of Streamers. Now, I doubt anybody's going to watch these streams from start to finish. Or too many people. Yeah, I know I'm a noob. Jerk.
Bruh.
Dry land is not a myth! I've seen it! Kevin Costner, Waterworld!
Yeah, I know you can find it, but in the beginning it was pretty hard to find. It just kind of blends in with the mountain a little bit too much. But it'll come in here, and this is going to be one of the spawn locations for it. Oh, we got our player no clip off, so I can't jump up there. So you'll get a few pallets here. I'm going to be pretty liberal with them spawning in here because it is kind of a tedious location. Obviously, you got your collectible. Those bottles are huge. I might have to decrease the size of those. I mean, I got to put third person on, and then I think it'd be a better comparison. But that's a huge bottle of Mr. Clean. I struggle with the size sometimes on this map. Different sizes get a little challenging until you actually load it up in game. Alright, so that's throttled. Oh, the hatchery. I should probably buy this. See if I made any big changes here. Turn off our player no clip because we're about ready to fall in the water. And now we're stuck in the ground. Damn it. Turn it back on. And turn it back off. Okay, we're good now. Buy this really fast, and I made some changes to it, so I just want to make sure that there's no issues with it. Nope, no issues. Open up the production menu. This is what I need tested, Truckin', when you get a chance. I need to make sure that this all equals out to the price of that. And I'm not going to adjust prices, I would adjust inputs at that point. Alright, so water, salt, I'm not worried about, but the price of antibiotics and the price of cans. That would be, oh, ads. Alright, I'll chill. I'll chill and wait for the ads to get over. I gotta figure out, man, I need to sit down with you guys and figure out how all this works, because I would love to know how to. I don't even know what I'm looking at on my Twitch screen. Gosh, I've been going for 3 hours already. Oh, quick actions. Yeah, yeah. I need to do like a screen share and have you walk me through this trucking, because I am just, there's so many buttons on Twitch. YouTube's a heck of a lot easier to figure out. I wish you could gift subs. That'd be neat. Let me know when you're back from ads. I'll wait for trucking to pop up here. I was trying to talk to you. Like, it's hard to talk to you if you're on ads, so let me know when you're back. In the meantime, I will explain this to everybody else. Did I just have an error? Nope. Okay. Alright, you're back now. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to do a screen share on Discord with you, brother, and you can show me what it is I'm looking at and how to do all the... how to manage my Twitch, because I am just baffled at it, I'm not even gonna lie. I can make a mod, but I can't figure out Twitch. I mean, I got my alerts working, that's cool. That wasn't... I found a YouTube video on that. Jim! Thank you so much for the sub to Mr. Tony. Appreciate it, guys. I will use your money to buy more models. Dun 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 dun. Lambo power. But I need you and Jim to abuse this and let me know if my numbers are off. Now, I thought about getting kind of lazy and just making a pallet, right? Because I can make a pallet and I could put corn in it, I could put cans in it, I could put all this kind of stuff and go sell it all. But that required me to make a pallet and make a sell location and then cross compare it to the canned salmon. But the idea of this is to GMO salmon. Salmon. I said salmon. GMO salmon. That's what the antibiotic. Jim, hey buddy, I love you, but stop spending that SSI money on me. So I'll have you guys abuse this. Let me know if there's any if there is any silliness going on with it, or if I need to increase the numbers or whatnot. I'm going to try to get all this done and out to you guys as much as I can here in about 4 days before I leave. Or actually, I think me and the girlfriend are leaving the 26th. Give me 1 second. I got to look at my phone. What time we're leaving. So I'm going to push it out till my last day that I'm in town. So the 23rd. I'll be heading to my dad's on the 23rd. So probably the 22nd. I'll reach out to all you guys. That way you can let me know if probably tomorrow I'm going to really grind on the president and get that all working. What else do we got to get done? I have a list. Where's my list at? App notes. Alright, storyline choices. I have not got that done yet. Fuel. What kind of stuff? Bigger fill triggers. I know that's what you guys want. You want that fixed. I have yet to fix that, so let's do that right now. We're going to close the game so I don't have a fatal error. And we're going to go to here. And we're going to import in the cycler. Production recycler. collapse everything. Where'd my music go? My music went bye-bye. Must have got to the end of my list. I have super bad tinnitus in my ears from being in the military, and I can tell when I can tell when the music isn't playing. I have to sleep with one of those little machines at night. Okay, loaded items. We're going to go here. We're going to go to production. We're going to find the recycler. Okay, we're going to paste that into there. Now that should spit us out the recycler at the proper location. Okay. Let's update this. There's our buying station, quote unquote. This is where we load stuff. So we need to make this load trigger bigger, if I remember your guys' complaints. Now let's double check our rigid body. We're static 4 million. Bigger for you, so now the bigger boats can be loaded. Actually, let's make it really tall too. See, I don't forget this stuff. I just got a long list, not gonna lie. Add mechanic to the home base. I wanted to add a mechanic area, add crab area, scrap foundation. There's just a lot to do. So much to do. Freeze transformations. We're gonna apply that. Make sure everything's zeroed out there. We're good. Okay, and I kind of feel like this recycler needs to be the selling station probably needs to be bigger too. This right here. I just gotta be careful because when you're driving through this little area right here, it's kind of tight. If you drive over that, it'll start dumping it in there. Okay, we'll hit that apply. There is another unload station over here that you can drop in if you're on this area. I'll have a couple mini productions going on here. Like this lavender is actually going to be a production site for making essential oils. And then same thing with this one over here. I'm going to try to add a little bit more production to the... Seems like so long ago I made that. I haven't done anything in the atoll for a hot minute. This update doesn't include a lot of changes to the atoll. I felt like it had quite a bit of decor and quite a bit of features. And the rest of the map was pretty bare. So I've been trying to focus on the land this update quite a bit. So we got that updated now. Now we need to export it out. So let's export that out now. Export section, production, recycler, replace it. Yes, I want to replace it. And now we can delete it. Okay, that's fixed. Oh, stone powder issue with concrete. Okay. Thought I fixed this already, but we are gonna figure that out. Replaceables, we're gonna go to concrete factory and we're gonna import that concrete factory in. I want this to spawn in when you load in the map too. It's gonna be one of those placeables that pop up. Change to lime. Yep, we're gonna change it to lime. I think I did, but I might have not. My brain pops. Getting hungry. It's getting food time. So I actually want the concrete place to be right here. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. How does this thing work? Got sand, gravel. RGC obviously made this. But that's not gonna work. Need to get it lined up just perfect. Not really center. Maybe that'll work. I just don't like that big bump. Alright, well that part's gonna be underground a little bit. I want it to spawn in right there. So now let us where is my brain at? We are over here now. Let's track down the placeables, concrete factory, and we need to open this up. Wow, I had it open up way over there. This must not be the one we're talking about here. Because there is no stone powder in this. You and Jim are using the... Oh, it's cement. So it wasn't stone powder, it's cement that we needed to change. Is that what you're telling me, Jim? I think that's what you're telling me. Okay, lime. Check, make sure there wasn't anywhere else in here that I needed to do that. Hit save on it. That thing's at $500,000. That's a lot of money. No, it's the cement plant that needs to be worked on. So you guys can make cement though, right? I haven't played with this mod at all, so I honestly don't know how RGC's concrete stuff works. So, are you able to make cement? The cement plant. Okay, never mind. I get what you're saying. My brain popped there. Cement factory, let's open that up. Ah, okay, I see what you're talking about here. I need to go back in and change. It was lime. I already have lime in there. See, it already comes with lime. I mean, we could just make a production that makes cement factory change the stone powder to lime. Yeah, I can't change it to lime because we already have lime in there. I could just change it to stone. I mean, technically, stone could just be crushed into stone powder, so I don't see any reason why I couldn't just do stone, right? Does that sound logical? I'm not a concrete guy, so... Gravel? Isn't gravel used in the concrete production though? Yeah, gravel's used in here. I need to go back and fix that though. We need to put cement back in here. Concrete. Instead of lime, it's cement. And instead of lime, it's cement. And then instead of here too. Okay, so that should work. We get so much gravel from other productions. Okay, gravel. Okay, we'll do gravel. Granville. Gravel. So it says stone, we'll do gravel, and That's our cell station. And here we'll do gravel as well. So that should work now. Let's just double check everything. Gravel. It's at the selling station, it's at the storage, and it's in the production. So that should be it. Hit save on that one. We're still going to put this concrete factory so it spawns in game. Double check that I fixed it all here. Cement, gravel. This one takes gravel too. Whatever, I guess. Okay, so cement factory and gravel. Now, let's load it in the startup map. They're here. Go like this. And then we're gonna go like this. Gotta grab placeables, concrete factory. Okay, that's what I'm working with. This is the old Batman song. What song is it? This is awesome. Rockabilly Hill. That's funny. Okay, so we're gonna do that in here now. We're gonna go placeables, spawner, and bingo. Concrete factory XML. We need to copy this location. Maybe even place it a little bit different. I'll have to decorate it too. Go like this. Gonna copy those digits. Throw it in here so it spawns in. And then we have a bit of a rotation change. Grab that rotation number and throw it in there. So now it's going to spawn at that location at that rotation. The concrete factory is in. Now, before I delete this whole thing, right, because I'm going to remove all this from the main map so it loads in via placeables, I want to decorate this up a little bit because this area is really bare, blank, and ugly. Oh, let's see what we got here. Some asphalt. Switch that over to a round one. Do my very best just to pretty it up. I'll probably do some more of this off screen. I just need to get an outline going of the model. That way when I delete it out and I add in some decor to it, I don't have to guess where it is, you know, because I kind of have an outline, a shadow of where it is. Living the dream here, baby. Making mods, that's the dream. Never actually dive down in here and see what it did. You know, another route that I probably could have went with this is just make a placeable that creates stone powder, because I could get chintzy with that and just do like what Honor did here and just grab the gravel machine right here and, or like the stone grinder, and just turn it into a stone powder maker. But more productions. I heard you have a ton of productions going on, so... Okay, so we got the outline going now. I do think these little grates... I'm gonna go to wireframe mode for a minute. Yeah, they do have... I technically could go down a little bit. And maybe not. Thought that was gonna look good, but there's no there's no cover over the top of it, so I'm scared you would just fall right through. We're gonna undo everything I just did. I'll leave it as such. That's not a collision, is it? It is a collision. Why is that a collision? It doesn't need to be a collision. All these signs. I don't want bumps to happen. Why? Oh. Redo everything I just did right there, because it... There we go. Back to what we were doing. No collisions on these. Just don't see any point in having a collision on those, because this is going to be a big bump. It's like the caulk sign. Way the hell over here. Where's that? It's cement. What is that doing way over here? Come on, Honor. What's up with that? We got, there's a duplicate cement in here. Okay, so that's fixed. Kind of a neat little contraption he's got going on here. This is animation, huh? Work animation. Actually have some animation on it? No, it doesn't have any animations. Clips, no. Not sure what animation that's supposed to be doing, but whatever. Okay, so I have an outline of it, and we have it loading up in the map. Let us collapse all this and go back to loaded items. Production. Concrete factory. We did some changes to this, so now we need to export it out. Did we update the... Yeah, I did. I did update the location of it all. So we need to export this out now to its new home. Concrete. This is the concrete one, right? I am lost on concrete stuff. Pretty sure that's the concrete factory. Okay. Let's hope so. I don't want to have to redo all this again. Place it, and then we're gonna open it. Yeah, we'll save that and open it up in here. Gotta replace it all here now. Do it. Yeah, it needs like a grate over the top of it. If I had a grate over the top of it, I could use the rest of that model to... Good, but... Another date, fine-tuning. No, not stressing. So we'll hit save. Let's, from this moment, we are going to delete all that stuff. So we just have it saved up. We're gonna hit save on this. I'll tidy all this up, make it look a little bit more blended here off stream. Let's add in the cement factory now. Stomach is growling. add that in just under the... Place it down here. What are those? Oh man. I really should check Honor's stuff before I put it in my map from now on. No offense, Honor. This is built for your map, so there's going to be some random fill triggers over here. I can see that already. That box looks like an activation zone. How are we looking placement-wise? Stone powder. That's not going to work for us. Hey, at least they're centered. Just gonna take that visibility off. What did we put in there? We put gravel. Gravel. So I need that gravel thing again. Let's actually just import the concrete factory back in so I can steal it really fast and we'll delete it again. Gravel, gravel, gravel right there. The only thing is the modification point is way over here. Copy that. I'm gonna fight it right now. And factory and place. The hell's it at? There it is. And I am not dealing with this well. We need to create a transform group. I'm gonna fix this. It's bugging me. Put it inside this transform group. Transform group. We're gonna put the transform group right at the tip of this. This is an easy way to fix the location of this. See how the object is way over here, but my control trigger is way over here? It makes it such a pain to place. Holy cow, I'm a long ways off. So you put it in a transform group, place it. Let's see here. Oh, off again. Make sure it's roughly where I want it. It's not going to be exact perfect like if I was doing it in Blender, but okay, now that I got it somewhat where I want it, I'm going to go like this, go to freeze transformations, I'm going to go translate, uncheck that one. Actually, no, I'm going to zero out all that stuff except for the rotation. Okay, it's fixed. Now we don't have to fight it anymore. Collapse all. Delete that concrete factory. And loaded items. And production. And cement. And add it in here. Now we can place it without having to fight it. Ta-da! Ta-da! Dirty tricks of the trade there, guys. I used to fight that so much when I first started modding. I didn't know how to make my own models back then, and you know, I would pull them out of other mods like this. I don't do that anymore because I don't like fighting stuff. I'd rather just make it new. Now what does he got going on here? Let's take a peek. I'm gonna hit save since we've done a little bit of work. Oh, I don't know if this is my longest stream yet. 3.5 hours. I think 4 is my max. Now I've turned off my replays on Twitch, but if you do want to ever watch a missed stream, they are on my YouTube. Go to my lives there, and I do save them on there. I didn't want them on 2 locations. There's really you don't get monetization from replay of videos on Twitch, I don't think. Unlike YouTube, YouTube does do that. I'd rather take that money and buy more models. So, wow, that info trigger's way the hell over there. Okay, we have a lot of work to do on this. I didn't realize this was so... It's built for his map, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say it's messed up. I want to say it's built for his map. Make sure it all works. Teleport node. AI node, that works. Production point. That works for me. Player trigger marker, check. Warning stripes. Loading station 1. Why is that in the loading station at? Oh, it's inside. Okay. See, man, that looks like a pain in the butt. I don't know what these other loading stations are, or if he just removed them. I guess we're gonna have to look at the code. Try to figure out what he was trying to do here. So we have our inputs, loading stations, cement, load trigger. So he's only running one load trigger, he just didn't delete the rest out of there. Which I don't know why you wouldn't, because that's a rigid body, so it's going to cause an issue. Unless on his map he has other stuff. So you need to make sure that these 5.0 load trigger 2. Oh man, he's just kind of looks like just kind of got lazy with it. That's okay, I get lazy with stuff too. Because they're still in the code over here. If you see load trigger, but he's not actually using those tags. He's only using one load trigger here. So if we went through and just removed this, don't need these discharge nodes. So we're only running with the one discharge node. Should be, yep, just one discharge node. Move these. What are the AI loading node 1, 2, 4. There's a lot in here. This is too much than I want to do right now. I'm just going to put all that back in there. That needs some serious work. It's just cluttered. It has a lot of extra stuff in it that doesn't need to be there. You know, I was thinking it was for his map, but it probably is just whoever made this pack, because it sounds like he didn't really make a lot of it. Like he did, but he other people helped him hide some of this stuff inside of the building here. Definitely needs a good thorough gutting. And just like before, we're gonna just give it a nice little outline so I know where the building is. To go through and tidy it up on another day. But we're gonna need to export this out to the concrete, or the cement. This is cement. This is cement, yep. Factory. Yes, replace it. And we need to open it up. Let's go to main screen. Now we need to open up the cement factory. Zero this all out. Okay, that's good enough. Hit save on that. Close it. And then now we need to inject it into our map. So we're going to downgrade that. And auxiliary screen. We'll hit save on this. And we're going to steal this location path. Go to our placeables. Add it in right here. It's a lot of processes when you want to put stuff in the map. Okay, cement factory, check. Now we need to copy the location and paste, and copy the rotation and paste. Should load that up now. Okay. Okay. So I think now is a good time to load this up and make sure that it works. Because I'm not very confident it's working. Sounds good to me. Hit save on that. And we're going to load it up in game. Ugh. Man, oh man. Once it gets done saving, we will jump for the moon here. Back at our game systems. My butt hurts. I need a better chair. I have a pretty good chair, but I need a better one, I guess. Alright, here comes the game. Here comes the bow. Ready or not. No! Delete the old one. Start a new game. Put all this stuff up. Solid like the wind. Definitely get to the point of might test this out. Make sure it all works. And I think it might be dinner time for this guy after that. So let's oh, you know, I should have opened up my... I saw it loaded. Yeah, very, very quickly I saw it flash by the screen. I didn't see any errors. I'm just going to give it a little ramp up really fast though and make sure that I didn't miss anything. Honestly, it looks like we're good. I mean, yeah, the mod is a cluster, but no errors in it. I guess that's, from a user perspective, that's perfect. Blah, da, 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 da. So those should pop up. Yep, there we go. Concrete factory. Got gravel dump. Got sand dump. And I pulled that one out. Let's double check here. This is the concrete factory, and there should be only 4 inputs. Electric charge. Where does electric charge get dropped off? At the sand location. That was cement. Sand. So electric charge will go there according to the code. Gravel. That was just a block that's been stretched. That's funny. And I need to get rid of that trigger marker since nothing goes there. I'm not using easy fix. I'm not quite sure which one that is though. P-stone. We're not using P-stone anymore. That's what I pulled out because that's not actually in my map anymore. So okay, I just deleted that. So next load up it'll be gone. And it adds a little bit of depth over here now so it's not just a blank area. I think we're gonna have to spend some money here and buy them, make sure they work. Okay. Any errors? No errors. Okay, good. So we have sand, lime, and gravel. Do I have a decent lime production? I don't know if Truckin' or Jay are still around. Are you guys able to get lime on the map? I think I have. I think that's in the Minor Delight, that there is a lime in there. Stone, dirt, gravel, limestone. Okay. Okay, cool. As long as that's covered. Alright, so this should be working for you guys. Lots of lime. Okay, good. This should be perfectly good for you now. And I left all our GC's logos and stuff in here. Why not support the guy? He's a good dude. Decide. Whoa, that needs a collision on it like no other. That's a cool little tower though, I gotta say. I like that little tower. Let's buy this and check it out as well. An expensive little operation here. Concrete factory. So, quick question. Do you like these kind of mods to where it has a million capacity in it? Now, I know the benefit of this is you only have to have one of them, right? You don't have to build like 30 of them. How do you feel, Truckin'? Should I do this to a lot of my other stuff? Yes. Okay, you do like this. Like the diesel and all this right here. I mean, I bumped this one up to 2 million, the Affinery Atoll. But stuff like this, you know, it's only 100,000. Okay. Alright. That might be something I work on there for you guys. We got cement factory, lime, gravel. 100k is nothing. Okay. This is almost instant too. In order to operate this, you'll need some sort of way to produce electric charge, which I guess I did. There's lots of ways to... Are you having any issues making electricity at all? Or is that all flowing pretty well? Okay, those are done. Hey, jets. I need that. I have enough electric. Okay. Okay, cool. As long as you guys are solid. Is that everything that you needed to make this the concrete stuff? Because what I want to do next is put my oil rig in here, the offshore oiling rig. It's not actually in the map yet, but I think it's in the map. It's just not in the map, if that makes sense. It's installed in here, but it's not actually loaded up in game. Like the one so far is still producing more than enough. Okay, good. I didn't want it to be a stress, even though I contemplating decreasing the amount that the smaller ones make, so it kind of forces you to go do uranium. But it also, you know, the uranium's kind of an end game thing, so where if you get bored doing all the other stuff, you can start running uranium. And that road, you'll be happy, Jim. Like, you'll be happy because I made an easier road to get back to uranium. For now, at least. I really want to redo my oil rig. I like the way that I'm gonna bring my version in though, because it looks like this one I got from RGC's, but these pipes go nowhere. That one at least, that bugs me. That 3D model bugs me because like it's just floating in the sky right now. It's not actually attached to anything. I swear in my version that wasn't the case, but I'll have to go open up Battlegrounds and look. And then I actually have a, yeah, he didn't delete this. So these helipads are actually cell points too. But we don't have any helicopters that can haul anything. But I had some ideas to fix that, so that might be a thing in the upcoming release. Yeah, I remember all this. It's been a while. It's been a couple years since I made this. But I want to be able to put this in there, and I believe this requires pipes. Can't remember. He changed a lot of it. I used to have it to where you'd bring them food and stuff like that and it would work. I think he changed it out to pipes. So you got, okay, so I have it in here. You got cement, steel roll, diesel, get crude oil, which kind of sucks because it requires diesel to make crude oil. I don't know if I like that. And we don't actually have a steel in my map, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I actually have steel in my map. I know I have steel rolls and I have steel sheets and I have steel scrap. I don't think there's an actual steel. That's something I'll have to work on at a later date. Find I know RGC was using pipes, which I kind of like that idea. One more thing to make. But I guess I could remove that and just make it steel rolls. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, Jim. At that point, it would be good. I just don't see diesel. You'd have to have fuel to run it. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch a documentary on an oil rig tonight and see how it all operates. I definitely kind of like the steel pipes idea, though. I might adopt that idea. I don't know yet. That works for me. My music. Okay. But yeah, the oil rig is already installed in there. I just gotta activate it so you can buy it and stuff. Let's look at my to-do list here. I think I'm scrap maker foundation error. Yeah, there is an error with the scrap maker that I've noticed. It has a generator. Okay. If it has a generator, that makes sense. A little bit of an issue with the scrap maker and the foundation I gotta fix. The Mr. Clean random bottle spawn, I haven't fixed that yet. Add crab area, I need to add in some crab areas. Stone powder concrete, we fixed that issue. I need to add a mechanic to home base. The hydro station, I wanted to put a whole water production system on here to where you could get salt water. So that means I have to add salt water to the map. Gas station, buy fuel. Yeah, there's no way to buy gas in this game from Foundation because the gas station doesn't work yet. You do that. That's a good point though. I think that is a good calling point for today. Well, on that note, guys, did I tell you how awesome you are? How amazing you are? You guys are all doing fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. And keep taking notes, my brothers. I don't know what else to add today. My brain's starting to get to that moment of weird craziness. So we're gonna go raid Lock Nuts. because I didn't see anybody else on that I guess there's Barry. And Barry's let's go raid Barry. I haven't raided Barry yet. We're gonna call it there. If you're on the YouTube side, thank you so much for watching. If you can, hit that like button on your way out. I'd appreciate it. On the Twitch side, thank you so much, Jim, for all the subs. I guess it's just paying it forward because why can't I raid Barry? Never mind. I guess Twitch doesn't like me. Sorry, Barry. Oh, Cowboy's on. Do a bug Cowboy. Here we go. Make sure to say hi to him. Looks like he's right in the middle of a chat fight, so let's go get him. If you're on Twitch and you're coming over the raid, make sure you blow up his chat. I'm new to all this, so let's get him. YouTube side, I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for watching.